cool shit.
Are you able to check right now?
You're gonna use a one name. Real life facts. I actually know somebody whose sister is married to one of both you guys.
Oh yeah, you were telling me something about
Yeah,
that.
it's pretty cool.
Married to Jep, I think.
You would know that. I don't, because I don't know any of the character names.
It's the one with the long hair and the beard, right?
Yeah, narrow that down.
That's the one.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Chris, how have you been doing since I talked to you last? I know you've had some personal stuff going on that I'm not going to get into, but
appreciate that.
I heard that you promoted yourself to customer. You're living your best life.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm in a fortunate position right now where I can take some time off from work and reevaluate my life, figure out what the hell I want to do with the next 10 to 15 years before I actually retire. So it's going to be a pseudo semi-retirement until the end of the summer.
So have you? What are your what do you have in mind other than laying naked on a beach in Aruba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Oh, how are you going to make that a career? Once you figure out that magic formula, I want to do a podcast about it.
I want to start living
I'll
that
do
life,
seminars
so I'll be remoting in.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to do seminars and from the beach while naked.
Nice. You are from California.
Please, God, don't let it be a video chat.
Oh, no, it will be, definitely.
As many people have found out over these last 2 years, camera angle is everything.
Oh, yeah. Makes things bigger.
Well, that's why they call me Daddy Dangly, because it's all about the angle of the dangle, definitely not the size.
Especially when you put the camera angle from behind your asshole.
Well, it's because I have to measure from the middle of my back to get any amount of inches on it. So
I remember there was a Reddit post that said, like, how do you measure? And somebody was like, bottom of ball. And somebody just straight up went, I go from butthole to tip. And I just thought that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
that's like the old trick to check if you have erectile dysfunction. Like if you can't get it up and you think that you're getting hard at night, you just get a roll of stamps and go around it. And if the roll of stamps breaks, then boom. Fun fact to open the show. Did you know that all of us have been inside of our mothers more than our father?
I don't like that thought.
Just go home.
Gross.
Just leave.
And thank you for joining us. We're going to go home now.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. More than your father did.
Fun stuff. So I'm going to swap over here to another screen, and I'm going to play a little vidya.
A vidya?
I think I'm going to play a
Can
vidya.
they see this
Anyway,
vidya?
They should be able to. This might be one that I didn't add the audio source to, so bear with me on that.
More technical fun, guys.
Roll the dice and see how it goes.
It's like the mushrooms. Fun, guys.
You know about mushrooms, wouldn't you?
Not nearly as much as you would assume. Or that I would like you to think, even, in a lot of ways. You know? Like,
All right.
Did you just miss
people
that
tout their
last
skills. No, I mean, I've been there. But, not as much. I think the frequency is what I'm getting at.
Gotcha.
All right, so here's a fun one, kind of the topic. Since Chris and I are both Second Amendment proponents, and we enjoy the various aspects of being
That's gun ownership,
in
right?
America. You are correct.
Okay, cool.
Very good.
I'm all for it. I just
Gold star.
One of his demerits falls off.
Oh.
I don't get a merit yet.
No.
I just get one less demerit.
Yes, you have one less demerit.
You got to get rid of all your demerits before you can start reacquiring merits.
Yeah. Who the fuck
So-
made this
so-
system up?
Here's a fun video for you.
Cornhole?
Mandatory background checks with mental health assessments,
Let's go.
along with
Let's restart
entering.
that.
This is a message for liberal white women. Look, nobody's coming for your abortions. Okay? What we really want is common sense abortion control. That means mandatory background checks with mental health assessments, along with entering a national registry for abortions and paying a $200 tax stamp that could take up to 1 year on a wait list to receive. We would seek to outlaw assault abortions occurring after the first trimester, along with high-capacity abortions, including twins and triplets. And ultimately, we would like to limit the number of abortions any person can have because nobody needs more than one abortion.
Okay, keep
This is a
pausing.
message for liberal.
It was done anyways. I absolutely love how ridiculous that sounds when you put it to something anything but gun control.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's there was I can't remember what the comparison somebody drew on it was. It was like voting rights or something like that. It's like nobody needs to vote more than once. Nobody needs a it was a pencil or a pen and a semi-automatic writing utensil or some bullshit like that. But so I can't speak on abortion. I have been told that I'm a man and I am not allowed to have an opinion. So,
I mean, it's an
if
uncomfortable one.
you guys want to say anything on that one before we move into some
Well,
more fun stuff.
I'll actually ask the question because this was an opinion thing. Like, nothing's been changed legally, correct?
Correct. So the only thing that is basically being contested is that it is a federal right. It is you have a constitutional right to abortion. And what the research paper or piece by the Supreme Court is basically saying is that they want to remove that federal protection or federal right and return it back to the states to decide how they want to handle abortion.
Which I 100%, it is not a federal issue.
It's
the
like,
federal government was never intended to dictate our day-to-day lives, what we can do with our bodies, this kind of thing. It's a states' rights issue.
Well, I was going to say, as much as I could say federally, I can kind of hear what you're saying there. I don't see where then saying, oh, but the state can.
See, but
like
this
I still lose the disconnect there for me.
It's one of the fundamental things people forget about our country. We're not a democracy.
It's a constitutional republic.
Yep.
Constitutional republic. The states have the right to govern themselves as they see fit. Only in instances where they can't do something, that's when the federal government's supposed to step in and make rules. It's not supposed to govern our day-to-day lives. It was never intended.
It's not
for
the same, because that's like a one-size-fits-all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
as you might have noticed, I just found this out tonight. One-size-fits-all is now being called free size.
What?
Due to a very influential women on YouTube or TikTok or some shit.
How fat are they?
They're very different sizes.
They're very free.
That's kind of the point. No, kind of nail on the head there. They're all different sizes, and that's kind of a big thing. Is that one size does not fit all. So they were just kind of showing that, and think about it. We all knew the difference. Just said fuck it.
But
we know
how
this
much
isn't-
free time that they made this a
They're
stance?
probably housewives. I have not done any research on this at all, but I'm just saying it's that same mentality. One size fits all doesn't work for 50 states either. So I mean, I get that. It makes a bit more sense to me than when you first said it. So yeah, I'm
Well,
on board.
and that gives us as U.S. citizens, that gives us the option to pick and choose where we're going to live. If North Carolina changes their laws that we don't, if they outlaw gay marriage or they outlaw abortion or they outlaw owning a firearm, any of this stuff, I can pick up and move to another state that is legal, and it allows us to vote with where we live, essentially.
Or try and rally people to change the opinion or vote for where you live. Yeah.
Yeah.
The big thing that I see down the road from this that I don't know, potential whatever, is that the state's voting rights, because of the 2020 voting debacle where you had this federally kind of mandated-ish election where you're sending out all these absentee ballots that go against state constitutions, which made certain people call fraud, say that we have an illegitimate president or whatever. But even if he's not, the evidence looks like it was an illegitimate election because there was so much federal overstep of their actual authority into the individual states' rights.
But I gotta say, I thought that was really funky anyway, because there has never been more attention drawn to an election as far as which states are doing what in the processes.
Yeah.
That aspect was never more highlighted than this last one. And I thought it was really strange because I did not realize that was state governed.
Mm-hmm.
And was it not, what's the guy from Kentucky that was the Republican House Speaker, or he was like leading the party as far as like without Trump, it was him. During the election, he was,
Not Mitch McConnell, is it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Old guy, old as shit.
Bro, looks like a mole.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Not a mole on your skin, but a mole that it digs under.
Yeah, I think so. Because he was, but like, because he was saying that each state has the right to run their elections as they see fit.
Mm-hmm.
Some states have runoff votes, which we don't have in North Carolina, but I found that out. Just our neighbor South Carolina does. And I thought, and it's a very weird thing in general, just that I didn't know that they were different. I think for voting, just my 2 cents, it should be federally. No, I mean, I get where I don't want there to be one umbrella corporation that can rule everything. But like, why the fuck is this not streamlined? Like, some of these places seem backwoods as shit for being a whole damn state. Like the mail-ins, how long it took, the counting, how much money they had to pay people to count these things or make sure that they were legitimate. Like,
Well, that's
what
because,
the fuck?
That's because the states couldn't handle voting the way that they've really always been handling voting and voting to their own state's laws. They had to go by what the Fed was saying and do all these absentee ballots and boxes of
Just the sheer number of them.
and all the reported boxes of ballots that went a certain way that were found in ditches and dumpsters. And you have Barack Obama, the most popular president in United States history, who received less votes than Joe Biden, who had 5 people at his rallies. So the whole thing looks fishy. I'm not going to say one way or the other was it illegitimate or not, but the whole thing is really fishy.
I can agree. It looks bad, spoiled. It nothing about it looked great. But I mean, I gotta say, if you play, I don't want to say like devil's advocate or anything, but like with the possibility for abortion to become state run or have kind of like that video mocked out a little bit, some restrictions, if you will. I know there have been some pretty ugly cases, and I want to think, few and far between, where people are going across state lines. They're running from their parents. They wind up in an even seedier situation because they are trying to evade. And they're the 17 or 18-year-old that's not trying to, in their opinion, ruin their life. Or, because maybe it's their parents. Maybe that's what's going to ruin their life more about it. Whatever it is, if they need that option, like a lot of God-fearing people, it's not what they go for. But at the same time, I don't want people to be in a bad situation either when somebody who could be as close as 20 miles away isn't in that same position.
Well, and I think people should, and it's the way it was back a long time ago. Is if the state you were in didn't allow it, you went to the next state or wherever it was.
Yeah, but Texas is a big fucking state. Kentucky is long. Like Ohio is pretty big. I mean, when you got to drive out of it.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, if you're in a position or financially destitute, like that puts you in a different position. And then we talk about, we always make, or I don't say we, but always heard the comments about like the people that have like 20 abortions, like an obscene number, just reckless behavior.
Well, but that's such. I think that's such a small,
and it is
a minority of people that get abortions. I think that it's like you throw out the highest and the lowest.
Yeah, well, it's in every debate gets pretty much ruled by these extreme cases. Because I mean, I had a comparison in my head just a minute ago for like jobs and welfare and well, why do I have so many damn kids? Well, like it's one of those things you want to eliminate some options. I mean, because I think some of the same supporters to abolish abortions in their state are the same people that talk about having too many fucking kids and living on the dole and being a problem. But again, obviously those people aren't aborting the kids either. So, they're two separate people.
I grew up in Southern California, and in the area I grew up in, it was very low income part of California. I knew a number of girls that their mothers and aunts and cousins taught them that, look, you go have a baby, you get pregnant, you have a baby, the government's going to give you X amount. You have another baby, you're going to get this much.
Oh yeah, some people
if you have
definitely
4
raised
kids,
with
you never have to work again. They're coached on how to do this, which is just sickening. But
yeah, I mean, but it's just like people that their parents teach them tax scam and shit and mail fraud. I mean,
leave Hunter Biden out of this.
I mean, but shitty people are shitty people.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, some people go, oh, that's such a small, not to throw your own words back at you, trying to be like shitty about it, but like, some people would say, oh, that can't be a lot of people. I mean, but it's some. We know it's some.
Hunter Biden's too busy texting his dead brother's ex-wife
and doing blow.
Yeah, there's that.
I want to party with that guy.
I like that
Sure
you
you do.
I like that you brought up the size of states. Texas being huge, and then you have Rhode Island, which makes a good point of why we have the Electoral College. And certain people are trying to get rid of it, saying, we have the popular vote, but you have to look at the way that that societies tend to vote, and that goes back to the states' rights, because there are different regions, different territories. It's just like here in Forsyth County, it typically votes liberal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me ask you, talking about the Electoral College, and I'll ask either one of you this question: do you want California and New York dictating all the laws?
It pretty much does.
It will if there's popular vote only.
Yeah, and
and that's what people want. The liberals in Kentucky
of course
want that. No, I'm saying that's the people that are complaining about it. That's what they want.
Well, the thing that's fucked up is they are mad about the inflation in California, the rising housing prices, the price of everything, the overregulation of what kind of car you can have based on the exhaust emissions and everything else. And then they move to a red state and vote blue. They vote back in the same policies that they fled from. And I have a phrase that I love. It's "Don't California my North Carolina."
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Austin, Texas has been overrun by California.
Because don't forgive me if I'm wrong on the story. You were telling me that when your mother was in San Diego, she had a house that she bought for a certain price. When she moved, she sold that for like a shit ton, or a fuck ton, or a metric fuck ton, or
metric fuck ton.
A metric fuck ton.
Yeah, metric.
And she bought
it.
And she bought it for what? About a quarter of a fuck ton?
Yeah, somewhere around.
A quarter of a shit ton. Sorry, North Carolina
decimal point.
Yeah, these are North Carolina measurements here, guys. I'm sorry about that.
Only locals get it.
Yeah, just like people are talking about the naders out there today.
Motherfucker was touched down.
It is a dark and stormy night here in the Plaid Palace studio.
I know you don't drive. The wind is fucking dumb out there.
Yeah.
It's half of what my fucking mood is. Because God forbid anything else not work right for your fucking day. It's wet now. God, I hate it. Shit.
I usually like it when it's wet.
Tell me how you really feel.
But I can't just slip on into the fucking road.
But here's my thing on the abortion stance. I'm actually for a woman's right to choose.
100%.
Because the majority of the people that are so vocal about the abortion issue are on the left. And I feel like leftists should be aborting as many of their pregnancies as humanly fucking possible.
And we now have no liberal listeners at all.
We never did anyway.
Okay.
Get rid of that voter base completely. Bye, see ya, gone. We went in. It's funny. In like 4 months, we went from mandatory vaccines. We decide what you do with your body. You have to get this to go in public. To now we have bodily autonomy. The hippocritic,
the hippopotamus of it all.
hippopotamus, the hippopotamus of this party is my biggest argument with it. Is you can't practice what you preach, but just because you preach one thing, everybody should get behind that. When most people on the other side of the aisle, whether they're moderates, constitutionalists, Republicans, they just want to live their lives and not be fucked with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, and that's where. So I do find it interesting because Waifu is considerably younger than me, and she's a twin. So I get if I'm ever curious about.
She's your twin.
Nope. My younger twin.
No, I said now you're like, oh fuck me, and then you go and you.
Yeah. Anyway, so every once in a while when I want to field the younger person's opinion. Because they both went to colleges. He went to a state school. She went to a private college. Both of which, in the Virginias. But like, if I want to field what they look at on Snapchat, Twitter, Tinder, Facebook, their activities are a little bit different than mine. Just the age difference. Their focal point. They used to find things online. They try and find the worst video on YouTube. We grew up
it doesn't take much.
But we wouldn't seek out the worst. Like we were still trying to find out what was good and what was like granted, like what was better than the last thing we were on. We weren't just like dicking around trying to find the shittiest webpage on the internet. Like we were still frustrated that shit. Like when it said click here in blue, when that finally went away, we were like, it was almost like you just had that headache was gone because it looked so old by the time it finally really disappeared. Like from most web pages, like everything was to follow the button, click here. But like I'll ask them, and she's far more left than her brother's pretty libertarian. I believe is how he considers himself.
Well, you know, that's funny because the first time that that Wifey Sauce met him and
Yeah.
his BFF L Dog,
L Doggy.
they got into a big thing about of all subjects.
I know.
Abortion.
I know, and that's where. But like, he just likes to debate stuff. That's just kind of how he is. Like, and he doesn't mean any ill will by it. He just likes to debate. But
he wasn't really debating. He was just being a dick.
I wasn't listening, honestly.
Yeah,
That was the first night I met him, and
it
they
was
were
almost to the point where I was like, okay, I pretty much agree with you, but I'm gonna have to punch you in the face.
Well, then Matt decided to play that game by distraction and was going to piss off the roof, and thus really disintegrated the entire conversation. It was good. It was good. It was a much better turn of events
Look,
than any violence.
if you're around a group of friends, and I hope everybody has friends that are both liberal as well as conservative. I think it's
if you're super one-sided, you're bored.
I think it's a great idea to surround yourself with people of both ideologies, and even if you have a disagreement, then you can at least hear that other person out and their side of the argument, even if you think it's the stupidest thing you fucking heard, and show them respect that they have their own opinion and idea. Okay.
Yeah, and and that's where I'll ask her a lot of times what they're feeling, and I think like we've talked about, or I don't know if we've talked about it on this program, but I know we've talked about it personally. Like the Republican Party has a lot of dissension in it. The Democrats seem to as well. Like nobody's fucking agree. I mean, they act like it's really one side is always this and the other side is always that, and they're completely against each other at all times. But that's really not it. It's just it always goes back, and I hate using the word media because we say it too fucking much, but realistically, it's weird. Like,
well, I mean,
not everyone agrees with it.
The media is just a puppet. I mean, they're just doing as they're told.
They're the puppeteers almost, or they're somebody's, but like, yeah.
No, they're the puppets. Somebody's got their hand up their rear end, moving their mouths. I mean, it's just they're telling the story that somebody else wants them to tell.
Yeah,
exactly. That's why I stopped arguing with that, because I realized are controlled
have you
by
seen
one.
Chris Stelter? This guy can't form a thought on his own. His brain is sitting there rubbing two pieces of rice together. But go ahead.
But if you boil it down to the root of the problem, it's the two-party system. That's the core of the problem. We have other parties that just can't gain any traction. The Libertarian Party, if you want to split it down the middle, it's pretty darn split down the middle. And that's usually where I sit, is in the Libertarian side of things. But the
fun camp to be in.
Yeah, the two-party system just is what's, I think, tearing this apart.
I think it's so broken. But even with Gary Johnson, and I'm not saying that who voted was right, wrong, or whatever, but like that gained a lot of steam and still affected nothing.
Well,
then we got the most polarizing shit ever right after it.
You go back to Ralph Nader with the Green Party, okay? The big issue that the left, and I think most of the left that you see that are so vocal are not really Democrats. They're more Democratic Socialist, or even on the socialist end of it. But they are calling themselves part of the Democratic Party.
Because that's where they can
Well, they're the extreme
voters.
part of the Democratic Party.
Correct. And not a good majority of them are not that way.
Well, even your Republican Bible thumping, gun toting, anti-abortion, everything, they're lax and they reach across the aisle on quite a bit.
Right, but you had Ralph Nader before he passed away, the Green Party. He ran in every election that I can remember.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just for fun.
And
I think he's been doing that since the 60s.
And now the big thing that they're talking about is, this whole climate change. We're all going to die. First it was the hole in the ozone layer. Then it was global warming. Now it's climate change, and nothing's really changed. But that's part of the platform. If it was such a big deal, Ralph Nader would have been elected every damn year that he ran. If it was that big of an issue in the forefront of everybody's mind.
What's funny though is all those things you listed off: global warming, ozone, climate change. It's all the same thing. All they did is they repackaged. They changed the nomenclature.
George Carlin would love you for that sentence.
No, I went back to a George Carlin routine talking about PTSD, where they've changed the name over the century. Shell shock, battle fatigue, PTSD. It's the same thing. They changed the name.
Traumatic stress disorder.
It makes it more palatable.
The more syllables, the softer it sounds. Yeah,
because ultimately, with climate change, ozone, all that other, they're selling you a bill of goods. They're selling you something, trying to get you on board.
It's manipulation.
It's manipulation, exactly.
And that's that's why I thought when I was a high schooler, I saw that there was the Republican was president, so it was Young Democrats was the club. It always just is opposite of whatever the president is. They had an after-school club or group, and that's fine. But I thought, you know what? Like I saw one of the kids, and I don't even think I knew them that well, but I gauged them as an idiot by whatever they wore or something. Judging a book by its cover fully. And I just thought about it. I was like, I feel like I'm a little bit more well-formed now. Older, I can pay attention. I can watch the news. Like I have control over my own television time. You're at that age. So I thought I was going to be really well-informed, and it was fucking exhausting. That's why I just do not keep up with, and I do not care. And so many times, even if you listen to our program, I ask Matt, like, what's actually happening here? Like, what do the articles say? Because I am tired of keeping up with it every day, because depending on which talking head you want to listen to or which article you read, it's different, and it changes the next fucking day. And that's exhausting. I don't enjoy it.
Well, and it just depends on what the flavor of the month is.
Yeah.
It was COVID, now it's the Ukraine, now it's...
Does anybody remember Darfur?
Darfur, yeah.
Yeah.
Did we just fuck it, let him kill him? What the hell happened with that? There was like these fundraisers, and it was this big Sarah McLachlan like soundtrack to Let's Care.
Probably the same
and all
thing
of a sudden
as
it was like, oh, washing machines aren't efficient enough. What the fuck? We are ADD as a country.
Yeah, it's probably the same thing that happened to all those funds that Hillary Clinton and the Clinton Foundation raised for Jamaica. I'm going to stop with that point, play you guys some music, and we're going to get back with a really quick, cool, fun fact. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging around. Just want to let you know this episode is brought to you by Cheryl's Creations. That is SHERRELLS creations.com. If you need anything vinyl, t-shirts, face masks, baby pacifiers, tumblers, cups, anything customized. They even have a Bluetooth cup that they can do custom vinyls on. Prices are very negotiable and comparable with any of the other online sources, and they deliver a personal touch to you. They offer good shipping rates as well. I have bought several pieces of merchandise from them, and if something is not right, the customer service is very quick to come back to you and correct your order and get everything out to you in a timely manner. It also helps that it's run by a good friend of mine named Ken and his wife Nitra. But go to their website and check them out, cherylscreations.com, for all of your custom vinyl and print needs. I told you we were going to have a fun fact when we came back. So did you guys know that pigeons die after they have sex?
I thought about this last night.
At least the one I had sex with did.
You sick fuck.
That's Kanye. I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick fuck.
No, I was actually thinking about it last night. Like some of the older comedians. I'm watching the Larry Sanders Show, which was a fake talk show on HBO, or a show about.
Gary Shandling played Larry Sanders,
thank you.
A talk show host about. It was a sports.
No, it was just like the Tonight Show.
I thought it was sports for some reason, but yeah, my dad used to love that show.
Well, it's got Rip Torn and the dad from Arrested Development. Like, it's a great cast, and Gary Shandling God, I remember him like he did Men Are From Mars when I was a kid, and that's like he was at like his I can be in movies at this old. Like he passed that point. Like he's no longer in shit anymore. Like that was, and God, I was like maybe 10 or something like that when the movie came out. When Men Are From Mars, like it was, I saw it like it's just an odd flick, but
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I've been watching it, and it just made me think of those older comedians, kind of a Dennis Miller-ish, if you will. Just even that, just generation ago of comedians, how much longer the lead-in would be for. Yeah, dude, it's a common misconception. Pigeons can actually have sex, and people just think they lay eggs. No, just like really, just getting you in like Seinfeld era, just selling you this whole fucking story, and then just to underwhelm you with all the ones I fucked, dude. Yeah. Just like.
Yeah, so I want to play you guys another TikTok video that I found today. I thought was pretty hilarious, and we're not going to get back into too much of the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing, except for just one thing that I saw on TV today. But I'm going to play you this video, and oh my God, it is probably one of the funniest things I've ever seen. If I can get over there to the right screen, anyway.
I didn't realize at the time, but I think he was using cocaine because it was like there was a jar of cocaine out on the table. I realize it sounds weird, but it's like an actual vintage jar of it. I didn't realize at the time, but I think
I saw that one earlier today. I'm sitting here dying laughing.
God, that's hilarious. Plus, it's some Rick James shit to have a fucking jar of Coke. God damn.
I've got a jar right there.
It was like a vintage jar, and then it I got a jar. Guess what's inside?
God, that's funny.
But he is rich enough to have a jar of cocaine. If
Right.
anybody wants to know.
No, he's not sitting there ordering a 20 bag. Like,
I mean, if I was that rich, I might buy a jar of Coke just to have it on the mantle. Like, just, I wouldn't do it.
Oh,
I just,
no,
that's
no,
my jar of Coke.
next to a jar of mescaline.
I would have an urn.
Some hash.
I would have an urn of cocaine, and like
Tell people
like
it's a dead person.
partying with random people. I would just go with a little spoon and they'd be like, "What? It's my dad." So,
I just love how he
how
says
we stay in
party.
touch.
Now picture that same event Sunday afternoon.
Cooking kebabs out on the grill.
Oh my
Y'all grill
God,
out a lot different than I do.
the service was so great this morning. Pastor Don was amazing. And what are you doing?
Yeah, but I don't have the video. But did you guys see Amber
Yes.
Heard taking the stand and doing the bump of cocaine out of the handkerchief?
100% doing a bump.
Yeah.
All right, so I
Yeah.
mean, the sniffles afterwards. I thought she was like trying to get that like that run that's on the inside of your nose. You try and
when
grab
she-
it.
No,
No.
when people blow their nose, they blow out, not in.
And she did the whole nostril hold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was it.
And she even, I've seen this characteristic in somebody that I'm close to where he went, she had that without so
That was
much noise. But yeah,
I've been around that person.
100% doing bumps.
she was doing some cocaines there. But
Well, I would say, did you read the comments that were on our last live show? Apparently, like I know one of them and saying like she's basically been diagnosed as borderline personality disorder.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Did they
fits. That
actually
fits
need
all
a
too well.
diagnosis?
Having dated someone who had borderline personality disorder and seeing how destructive that can be.
No, I'm saying
it
it's
was-
pretty obvious if you just.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, but people. I don't know. It's one of those
With
things.
her-
Like I think
with
you
her
can.
it is.
I think you can look at people and know that they're fucked up,
Mhm.
but you don't realize how hot and cold that can be.
Yeah.
Because that really is specific. Love you one day, hate you the next.
Yeah, I agree. So we're going to get into some fun stuff now. So if you'll do the honors, Chris,
Oh God, you're gonna make me start first.
We're gonna have a little joint discussion.
a little joint discussion.
Oh,
I need
I thought I had
I need
two
to
of 'em.
figure out like a ring for it. Joint discussion.
I love how I'm looking at 9 bumper pads and I have now only heard one.
Guess what? I don't know what any of them are because my whole plan before I did this and got sidetracked by my ADHD was to program each one of them and have a little diagram written out of what the sounds were. No idea.
Baba
No idea.
Booey.
I just picked one and hoped it worked, and it did because we're playing joint discussions.
All right, so I got to read this and then answer it. Is that what the?
You'll ask us, and then you can answer. It's the way we like to play. Unless you.
No,
well,
no, no.
Some of the questions are formatted a little differently, though, so
we-
we'll give you some leeway.
No,
We-
no,
we can
I'll
play-
read the question.
We can play guest rules. I mean, I don't
No,
mind.
I'm not trying to rock the boat here.
Rock the
So
boat,
okay,
don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the
Rock
boat,
the
don't
boat.
tip the boat over. Rock the boat, oh, now.
Cleveland, everyone. What would the worst place be? Or what would be the worst place to be naked and covered in frosting?
Here, right here. I don't want to do that. Not with you.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Oh, that sounds pretty fun.
That's my problem. I don't think there's a bad place to be naked and covered in frosting.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like my first go-to for any answer like that is what's the worst place to Walmart? But no, I'd love to be in Walmart
I got
naked.
it. I got it. Thanksgiving dinner on the dinner table
At Hannibal Lecter's house.
at your mom's house. That's way worse, dude. I'd rather go up against Hannibal Lecter.
You think she would ever let you into her house? It's hilarious. I had to sneak Zach in when they were on vacation, for God's sakes. Not Kevin, but my buddy Zach, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure you snuck him in the back door.
Yeah. You want one of these?
Sure, pass that Dutchie on the left-hand side. On my
I want
left-hand
to read
side.
the back one of this.
Oh, there's one on each side. Oh,
There
I had
is.
options?
Yeah, because if you're too stoned to realize to turn it over,
Yeah.
it's there for you. It's a different one, though, too. So that way you'd be like, whoa, what? Let me see.
Actually, I'm glad I didn't get the one on the other side. That one sucks.
Fuck your life. Bing bong.
Who is the most awkward when talking to the opposite sex?
Single me.
As I say, I can talk, not to much of a point or to a goal, but it's awkward. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, especially I'm like a 2.5 at best. So, and that's dressed up, hair done, haircut.
When wet.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, my stylist gets me to like a 2.75. But yeah, when I would try to, because I had such bad self-confidence when I was single. So it's like I would either go for broke or just be super awkward. So it's either, hey, nice shoes, want to fuck? Or, hey, are your parents going on vacation because I can clean their house?
yeah. Or it's like, hey, I'm not Canadian. Here's an Irish accent. Like,
I'd say.
Or me at a bar doing a Canadian accent because I've watched 9 seasons of Letterkenny in one day.
exactly. Yeah.
So Wayne gave Garth really good advice once. Going back to Wayne's World.
Party on, Wayne.
Yeah. If you blow chunks and she bolts, it was never meant to be.
Well, Waifu, did you hear that? We've both blown chunks and neither one of us left. So that says something.
So I just throw it out there, just keep talking until she either runs away or likes you.
Or lead with
Well,
a joke.
I remember it was
What'd
one of the,
Cinderella say when she got to the ball?
Good girl.
I remember there was it was in between right before I met Waifu. We were at a bar, mutual friends around, and there was this lady, and it was like, oh, who's that? And, whatever. Well, you and our mutual friend decided to awkwardly kind of set me up to talk to that person. And I found out in about 3 seconds or 3 sentences, I wanted nothing to do with that person, but it was such an awkward situation. I was like, okay, well, yeah,
Do you remember?
great meeting you. And I just went to the other side of the bar, stood there, pretty sure she could still see me, stared you down, and was like, no, I'm out. Like making the cut my throat gesture, like, fuck this. Like, it was so awkward. Like, my blood, everything. That's probably the most awkward I have ever been, at least since middle school.
Do you remember when we were at one of the more upscale bars on Burke Street and you saw this girl and you were kind of like, oh, she's pretty cute. And I was like, I know her. I went to school with her. And you're like, no, you didn't. I was like, yeah. And so I went up to her. I was like, hey. And I, called her by name. I was like, I don't know if you remember me. I'm so-and-so. I went to school with, school with you. I was
Yeah,
like,
I do now. I do now. Yeah.
And I was like, my buddy over there thinks you're cute. Do you mind if I sent him over here to come talk to you because I don't want like it to be any weird shit. And she was like, yeah, cool. And so I told her, I was like, I told her that you were this person
Yeah.
and its name. But the name that I told you that you were was her first cousin. And then you went and talked to her and introduced yourself as her first cousin. And she's like, oh, fuck. But that was the best icebreaker ever if it would have gone anywhere.
That was
That's
honestly,
inventive.
as much as that would have been fun, I didn't know it was her first cousin, and she didn't like spill the beans that was it.
Yeah.
So all it did was get really fucking awkward, and it wasn't just from me. I see. No, because honestly, I wish that had gone better. Not that, wait, I love you, baby. But I'm just saying, like, that was incredibly awkward of a situation. And I now looking back on it with what you did, didn't have to be. What the fuck was wrong with people that night? Like,
it was. I look back on it, it's like, was that shitty or funny? I go for funny. I really do feel on the funny side of that because, I mean, I'm from a small town, and just to tell, like, I don't know if you remember so and so we went to school with. He wants to come talk to you, and then I tell you, go introduce yourself. This is this girl's first cousin's name.
Did you know it was her first cousin's name?
Oh yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, he was my best friend. Like
Well played.
elementary.
I think
school.
he told me it was like the gym teacher's name or something like that. Or no, because you told me a gym teacher's name to try and remember. Yeah, so I go over with a fucking laundry list of like 5 things I cannot fuck up.
Y'all
to
put
sell
way
this.
too much thought into this.
Right? Yeah.
You know the best pickup line?
Hi.
Hi, my name's Chris.
I say Zach, but
Yeah, well,
when I say Chris, they go, "What?
Why
Your
would you
name
say
tag
Zach,
says
though?
something else."
Yeah, your name's Kevin. That's like me though. Like I'm usually like, hi, my name's Mike. Who? Mike Roch.
Oh, Jesus.
They say Zach who? It's Zachly. That's exactly it.
That's
Exactly.
exactly right.
Never do that.
I don't.
He comes. That's exactly all right.
Oh.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Also, there was another time that we were all at a same bar, and I mean, I'm getting text message after text message. This girl's so fucking hot, bro. Like, can't believe it. Like, homeboy's about to lose his mind. I'm drooling over whatever. Show up. I'm like, I've known this bitch since high school. Like, she's cool, and she is an attractive girl. Like, she's done modeling and everything else. Like, she knows, and like I was like, they said something like, and also like her friend group, like. I think I knew one of them as well. They kind of turned, I'm like, sup? Hey, this is super awkward because I have no chance in hell. That means none of you do either. Like, yeah, awesome. Good times. We strike nothing but out at that bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Why, even though we're both wifed up now, why do we still go to anywhere? You don't.
Because they have alcohol?
Well, it's less
It is
of a
good.
it's less of a hostile crowd as some of the other bars.
It's not very rowdy.
There's more money and people that come from money that go to that bar, so it's a more of a calm type of.
True.
And plus, you can kind of dress up a little bit, which I've been working
Feels great.
from home for a year until I went back to the office, and now I'm still in like a t-shirt that's non-offensive and no holes in your jeans and pretty much everything else is fair game. So it feels good to dress up a little bit every now and then to go out for a night out.
I feel like that's the dress code for please come into the office.
Yeah.
We'll let you. Just wear whatever. Just come
Yeah,
on.
exactly. All right, so my question is, what is the funniest line from the funniest movie? The only one that I can really think of is from Office Space, where they're interviewing the main character. Forgive me, I can't remember his name. It's like, so what do you do here? And he's like, nothing. Nothing. It sucks. Like, I come in every day. I hate my life. And then by the time it's over, they're best friends. And it's either that or Bill Lumberg with, I'm going to need you to work on Saturday because I need you to have those TPS reports on my desk by Monday. I didn't appreciate that movie as much until I actually started working in corporate America.
Yep.
Well, it's like the show The Office. You can't get it until you've worked in an office, and because all of those characters are in every office.
Yeah.
In some degree.
Michael!
Oh, I've worked for like 3 Michael Scotts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I knew somebody who was like confidently bullheaded as that. I mean, not.
You talking about Dwight Schrute or Michael Scott?
I mean, I could say both, but I would get.
Bears.
I've worked for
Beats,
variations of
Battlestar
Dwight.
Galactica.
I've worked with variations of a Dwight. Never quite so comedic or actually like on point with some shit. Just usually fucking stupid.
Well, that's the problem is the characters that you work with in real life that are related to The Office are nowhere near as funny.
Yeah, well, but even the Michael Scott, like that would be infuriating to be with somebody.
Oh, it was.
Like,
It was.
But I can't say I've ever been around a Michael Scott.
Oh yeah.
They must have had pretty good commissions. That's all I'm saying.
See, after I watched
Right?
The Office, though, I made it my life goal to be Jim. In any office I work in, I'm Jim. I do my best to try to be.
Is it just because you want to fuck a girl from every workplace, or
What do you mean want to?
I plead the fifth.
same?
Is that one you got or one you gonna get?
Always be closing.
ABC for the coffee.
Every time I meet a new person, like if I work with them, like especially if it's on the sales floor, but even like when I started dating Waifu, I remember I was like, "Have you ever seen Glengarry Glen Ross?" And she's like, "What is that?" And I was like, "So that's what we're watching tonight." Like, I love that movie, especially if you ever work in sales. To me, White Gold, the absolute what do you call it, backstabbery and shenanigans and shit talking that goes on in that show. That and Glengarry Glen Ross, must watch.
See, I'd put, if you're going to talk about Glengarry Glen Ross, the one that goes hand in hand with that with me is Boiler Room.
I need to see that. I believe you actually mentioned it before, but I have not seen it.
Yeah, Giovanni Ribisi and Ben Affleck's in it. Vin Diesel. I think it was one of Vin Diesel's first roles.
Huh.
Like you want to talk, if you want a sales movie,
Yeah.
and you want to talk about just hard, just in your face closing. It's
The aggressive
some of
shit.
the best closing lines I've ever heard during that movie.
Oh,
And I've actually stolen them and used them, and it's
because
beautiful.
as many probably Zig Ziglar would say, they fucking work.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
I did say one of the sales managers at the last job I had would show this video about a good salesman is no longer marked by his sharp tongue but his open ears, and it was crazy because he even spoke about he was in a job interview and he does these corporate events. This is the guy who's speaking. He does comedic speeches about how to either boost your sales team, train your sales team, whatever it is. Like, but that's sales training is kind of his MO. And you're watching this and it's comedic, so you're already in the know that he's funny. Well, the guy looks at him and goes, "Well, do you usually incorporate comedy into your routine?" And he goes, "I did the stupidest thing I could have ever done. I answered his question." He goes, "I said, yes, I love to bring in comedy. I think it's engaging." And he goes, "Well, that's not just going to work for us. We're all about business here. We're serious." He knew he shot himself in the foot right there. Instead, he could have said, "Well, is that something that's important to you?"
Mm-hmm.
Because then he would have found out what the lay of the land is. And it brings me back to Glengarry Glen Ross. Never open your mouth without know the fucking shit. Without my God, I fucked it up.
Yep.
Oh,
Never open your mouth if you don't know the play.
oh. Don't open your mouth if you don't know what the fucking shot is.
That's it. Damn it.
Yeah. You fucking child.
I'd actually say that is probably right there with The Devil's Advocate, one of Al Pacino's best monologues.
I have tried to watch Devil's Advocate like 6 fucking times, and it's always like either when I don't have time to watch it, but I finally said, "Oh, I need to watch this," or I'm with someone who doesn't want to watch it.
If nothing else, get through it to get to Al Pacino's monologue. It makes the movie.
What do you think of Scent of a Woman? Since we're on Al Pacino,
Fish Called Wanda. What?
I like to watch.
Great comeback for that.
I like to watch The Devil's Advocate and then The Devil Wears Prada and pretend that Al Pacino and Meryl Streep play the same character. It's the most amazing mindfuck you can ever give yourself.
God,
Wait, really?
I do that
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Because I will make a confession here. I'm a closet Devil's Wears Prada fan.
it's
It
a
is
great
like
movie.
one of the greatest movies.
I've not seen it,
but if
but
you-
I love chick flicks. Unabashedly love them.
Well, my problem is
rom-coms.
I would watch Anne Hathaway scrub toilets in a burlap sack. So
Wouldn't we all?
yeah,
Yeah, and make sure that you don't play Pink Floyd in the background because it gives you the same exact action as if a girl burps, sneezes and farts at the same time. It takes a screenshot.
I actually just sent somebody that meme. No, if you
I love the random shit that lives in your head.
If you could only crawl in here.
do
for a
you want
few
me? Do you want me
hours,
to pull
buddy.
up the meme here? Let's see. I think it's if you if you rubber clit and suck on her nipple rings at the same time, she takes a screenshot.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the horny version.
But you have to have an iPhone. Jesus.
This doesn't have a print screen button. It's an Apple product.
All right, we're back to you with
Oh,
a
shit.
question there.
I'm gonna dig out of the middle here.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Michael Scott reference.
Who had the best comeback of all time?
If I wanted any comeback, I'd wipe it off your chin.
Bazinga.
Oh, I got nothing.
Who had the best comeback of all time? Gosh. I don't know. I'm thinking like Kurt Russell's Wyatt Earp. Like there were so many.
Oh, I got it. Actually, Reservoir Dogs, Mr. Blonde. You gonna bark all day, little doggy, or you gonna bite?
Oh, I don't know why I missed it. Street Outlaws, Big Chief. Are we gonna stand here and talk all day? If you want to be about it, be about it. If you ain't, then be ain't.
So hold on, those are comebacks.
I mean, it was a comeback to something that was.
So that was his clapback.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's another one, Way of the Gun. It's I can't remember his name, but he fires back at this chick's running her mouth at him, and he fires back at her girlfriend. Shut your whore up before I come over there and start her face.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like
was
that
nice.
one. Then you can go also to Gran Torino with Clint Eastwood, where he was at the scene with the two gangsters, and he's like, "What did you say, old man? You ever meet somebody you just knew you shouldn't fuck with?" And then he pulls out the freaking judge.
Well, because he pulls out his
No, it was in
hand.
1911. That was in 1911.
Well, I thought it was a long barrel or
1911.
something, but it was 1911.
He
1911.
pulls out his hand first and does the.
No, that was
And then they're like, keep talking about it. Then he pulls out the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved that movie, except for when the little Filipino boy, or whatever the fuck he
The
is,
Zipperhead.
gets stuck in the.
jeez.
Gets stuck. Can we say that?
It's I'm quoting the movie.
Oh, okay. All right. Gets stuck in the stairwell when he locks him like behind the little screen door at the stairwell for the basement or whatever. The acting is such shit from that little kid there. It like distracted me from everything else in the movie.
If you actually speak his language, it's not that bad.
It was the no, and this look of like they're telling me to look scared. This is what I think that looks like, right? I'm terrified. Am I believable that I'm terrified right now? It was so fucking bad. I know kids are.
I liked it, and I'm not going to dive too much into criticizing this movie, but based
I love the
on
movie, other
the
than that
type
scene.
of character that he was playing, I think the reaction was fitting because he was kind of the affable nitwit caught in between two worlds of right and wrong. And I think he portrayed that very well. And if you can take that one little scene out, you know,
I love the
and-
movie. I mean, the movie as a whole, I love it. It's just that scene was so, like, after the movie was over, that's all I could think about.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys want to hear some music, or we want to do another funny TikTok?
Dude, keep it rolling. Let's keep
Yeah,
it
it's
rolling.
TikTok.
All right. Let's get over to that screen for the bitches. I hope all of you guys out there in radio land are enjoying yourselves
On the YouTubers, you.
on the YouTubes. So this one is, let's see, which one do we want to go with? Yeah, here we go.
That somebody born after the year 2000 wouldn't understand.
Shit, really, anything you fucking say. These kids dumbass. Fuck these fucking days. They don't understand a goddamn thing.
Give me a phrase that
So
Love it.
So there's that, and then let's see. I like this one. It's my Monday theme song.
It's not cool when you run that trap. If you keep it up, you're gonna catch a smack. Keep acting so tough. Hey, someone's gonna smack your butt. Zip your mouth now, come on, man. If you keep it up, you're gonna catch his hands.
You ever seen 1-800 What's Happening?
Yeah, that's great. There's a
No, have you seen the Red House commercials?
oh my
The
god,
Red House.
Uh-uh.
Oh God,
that'd
that'd almost be worth playing.
That was a furniture store here in North Carolina.
Wait,
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's the catch line of the commercial is where white people and black people buy furniture.
Yes.
Oh, it's so
and it's
bad.
they're the worst fucking commercials.
The Red House.
If you're watching, you're gonna get a treat.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
If you're
I'm
listening
saying.
later, hopefully we'll cut this out because it might not work.
Well, at least cut out my singing.
No,
That's
that's the tagline. That's the edit before the episode.
oh boy, God, I love you too
Oh,
so
boy.
much.
Just so cringy.
As owner of Mint Mobile, I wanted to introduce.
And we're just
Don't you
gonna
love
play
advertisements?
We're going to play the ads. YouTube has absolutely sucked here in like the past 2 months. I'm I watch YouTube a bunch, and they've had so many ads.
Dude, it's painful as fuck. You can't rickroll anyone anymore.
Yeah, it's
They have to watch a 30-second commercial first.
I know, just to get rickrolled, they're like, and they can see the title of the video.
So yeah,
just back the fuck out.
All right, we're gonna
So stupid. It's like icing somebody that says Smirnoff inside.
we're gonna play the Red House,
and we are not
commercial.
sponsored by the Red House.
And they might
think
not.
they're in business
They
anymore.
might not even be in business.
Look at this commercial.
Somebody call the number.
Can't we all just get along?
At the Red House Furniture.
We can.
At the Red House.
Jesus.
I'm Richard, a.k.a. Big Head. I work at the Red House and I'm black. I like pumping iron and pumping furniture into people's homes.
Pumping loads into your mom.
Leave my
I'm
son
Johnny,
out of this.
a.k.a. 10 Gauge. I work at the Red House and I'm white. I like deer hunting, bass fishing,
Dale Jr.
and credit to all people.
Why does he have to read that? You can see his eyes following the words.
and I love the Red House.
I'm white and I love the Red House.
I'm a black woman and I love the Red House.
I am white and the Red House is for me.
I want them to remake this with the 8,000 genders we have now.
Oh, jeez.
2-hour
Two-hour movie.
Yeah, Spike
Look at
Lee
this
joint.
sofa. It's perfect for a black person or a white person.
This mattress is perfect for a white person or a black person.
The pauses are unsettling.
That's written link, dude. I swear to God, that was written link.
And
The backstory I
Hispanic
heard
people
on
too.
this is that, and I don't know if it's true, I haven't verified it, but it's a couple of YouTubers that went around to these small businesses. And
It's
offered
written.
to do,
It's Rhett and Link.
yeah, they offered to do a commercial for
Who the
them.
fuck is
quote
Rhett and
unquote.
Link?
Good Mythical Morning.
I don't know what that
Okay,
is, but
okay.
Okay, I know. I know the. I see what you're saying now. Yes, I recognize their faces now. So wait, so they were spoofed into this?
mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like they told the business that they're going to do a commercial for them, and it's just a spoof.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I wonder if it drummed up any business.
That's great.
Probably.
Yeah, it's
This is
these,
fucking hilarious.
it's these two guys.
Oh my god, their hair looks like I do YouTube for a living.
But they're
Jesus.
they're honestly pretty.
No, they're not bad. I just Huh. So what are Rhett and Link?
Rhett and Link, and their podcast is Good Mythical Morning. They're the ones that I was telling you.
I've seen half of it.
We should do the stuff like Will It Taco. Like they'd have random foods and they make a taco and say, does it go together? Like jelly beans, peanut butter, and pickles or something like
That's where you
that.
get that from?
Yeah, like because I was like with the
Oh.
moonshine, I was like, Will It Pickleback?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, I mean, fun fact about me, if you don't already know, we had recorded about 4 or 5 episodes before I ever listened to a podcast. Like,
I don't even think I knew that about you.
I've wanted to.
Well, we started this wanting to do a YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we got off on. It's our launch pad, if you will.
You
But
got
like, it's one of
off
those things. Now I can gauge a few others. But I remember asking a couple people throughout, like, "Hey, you listen to some podcasts? What do you think of ours?" And maybe it's because they're friends or whatnot, but it never got really any too terribly negative feedback. But I watched half an episode of theirs, and they are one of the most popular streaming or YouTube hosts, whatever they call influencers.
Yeah.
That exist. I mean, PewDiePie. If it weren't for South Park, I still wouldn't know what they look like. And are they still the top YouTuber of all time?
I have never seen a single thing with PewDiePie in it.
Yeah, but
I know
Except-
Mr. Beast is making a run at it. That dude is crazy.
I hate him. Michael, my buddy.
Don't know who he is.
My buddy Michael. I respect his opinion because he has given me a lot of very creative criticism about our podcast. And I respect his opinion. He was like, I've been on this Mr. Beast kick, and I went on his YouTube channel and watched like 2 videos, and I'm like, nope, not for me.
Well,
I'm gonna stick with Cletus McFarland's YouTube channel. Hell yeah, brother.
yeah, and that guy's entertaining. But
Well,
I don't like all of it.
Well,
but-
I'm a gearhead guy.
Yeah, no.
So he's all about car. He bought a racetrack. I mean, he's basically me with money.
yeah.
Is this
Except for you're
took-
funnier.
he
I'm
Cummins-
sorry.
He did a Cummins diesel Mustang or something like that, didn't he?
No, that was off the ranch with Matt.
Yeah, that dude's
the,
out of
the
Kansas.
veterinarian. No, he's out of Texas.
Now, there's some guy out of Kansas that did a Cummins Mustang recently.
Sass.
That's Matt.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Yeah, because he has a Hemi Cuda.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it in good? Those things are like $100,000 or plus, dude.
It's an old Cuda.
Yeah, my old man used to have one.
He bought a shell, and
My old man.
it's not a dually, but it is a dually. It's got double Humvee tires on the back.
The heck?
Oh man, his videos are freaking awesome.
Huh.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Well, it's like, what's the one dude that, like, he's a young kid. He looks like I would just want to smack him every time I see his face.
Cletus McFarlane.
Whistling Diesel.
Whistling Diesel. See, he knew what I was talking about.
I unsubscribed from that little fucker's videos.
That dude has trashed how many $120,000, $150,000 trucks and just
Toyota
wrecked the
Hilux.
shit out of them.
That vintage Toyota Hilux that he
I didn't see
trashed,
that
he
one.
dropped it off a fucking helicopter.
Just because he couldn't fucking get it.
It had 28,000 miles on it.
Oh my god.
I don't. Oh, that hurts.
Well, he'll take these like a Chevy 2500, and he'll jack it up on a 10-inch lift, and I mean we're talking a lift that the lift alone is 20-30 grand.
What?
Yeah, and then he'll take it out in the field and just wreck the shit out of it.
Run a forklift through the side of it.
Yeah.
He borrowed his granddad's truck and just basically took it out in his farm fields on this farm that he owns and just rolled it, trashed it, and then brought it back to his grandpa. And his grandpa was like, not in on the joke.
Like, well, but his whole YouTube is flexing how much money he's got. That's all he's doing.
And trying to say that he's humble when he's obviously he's an ugly fucking kid, first of all. And he was obviously picked on in school for whatever. And somehow he has had some money before he started this YouTube stuff, because of the whole 4x4 and all the farm equipment and everything.
Well, I think that was Daddy's stuff.
I think that was like a lot of these tooted truck guys,
Mhm.
which he wants to
Cowboy
make
Cadillacs.
He wants to make fun of the tooted trucks, but it's been the rumor online has been that that's where he started, was driving around in a tooted truck.
Which
What is a
I-
tooted truck?
The Carolina Squat.
which
Oh,
they
okay.
finally did. You hear they outlawed it?
Yeah.
They didn't outlaw
oh,
it.
they did?
They made it some type of safety provision about the visibility.
Well, but you can get cited for it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can.
Which
But they're still
I
at
did
the
a happy
they're
dance.
still at the
That's
sheets
a-
down here.
But that's as close as you can get to illegal. I mean, it's because of the way the high beams come in. They're meant to glare down at the road.
Mhm.
So when you jack the truck up, they glare into the eyes of oncoming
Yeah,
traffic.
they're causing the air traffic controllers issues of getting the airplanes down.
I mean, their trucks just
From
look
what
like
fucking airfield? Myrtle Beach doesn't have
Reynolds,
that.
Smith Reynolds.
I mean, they just look like a dog dragging their ass on the carpet. So I mean,
I don't. It's like when you have the hydraulics, and you leave it up to kind of go through the parking lot a little bit. It's fun. It's funny because it goes back down. Just to do that, and you're watching them crane their fucking teenage necks to look at because they can't see where the fuck they're about to park.
You know what it's doing though. The reason that they do it, it's
No.
so it trains their neck to be able to suck dick better.
I love that your lead-ins are so mystifying to me because I'm like, what are you talking about? And then you give me some dumb fucking punchline. I'm like, I fell for it again. Damn it!
every
I
time.
love it.
Well, it's like JR when we're all sitting there.
Yeah.
We all work for the same company for a little bit, and we're there in a team meeting that's supposed to be serious and all this. And he's standing in the doorway. Chris and I are sitting at the same desk beside each other, and we look up at Jason. And Jason's or JR, excuse me, is eyeballing us, and then he's got a breakfast burrito. And he's getting ready to take a bite, and he puts his own hand on the back of his head and starts doing the blowjob motion to the breakfast burrito, while our district manager is making his fucking proclamation.
Was that the one where he told us about how he took the girl to Ruth Chris and
That
No, I
was a
couldn't have been in the
different
doorway.
one.
was it?
Yeah, that was a different one.
He left out the part where he date raped her. So I mean, at least he left that out because he was obviously a date rapist.
His girlfriend, fun fact, he shared
Current
her,
or ex?
Is permanently traumatized.
he shared her post where I guess they're building a house. It I don't know exactly where it's at, but it sounded rich. And it's like, I don't have enough energy to do all the cleaning after construction is built. It's 300 and something thousand square feet.
What?
What?
No, it's not. I think she added a couple.
She
an
probably
extra
did,
zero.
but I'm guessing it's 3,000 something square
Mhm.
feet. But still, with today's building cost, a 3,000 something square foot house in like literally anywhere except for Surrey County, is going to cost you quite a bit of money.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which didn't JR say that he rented his house on Lake Norman one time? Because he has a vacation house on Lake Norman. He has a house in Statesville he lives in.
Well, he bought. I think he bought a house originally. It was the first house I think he bought, really bought, because he was just renting before that. Well, then situation changed and it wasn't as convenient because then he needed to be everywhere else. So he decides to rent it out. He gets another place and rents it out. And he's like, I don't know if anyone's going to like this. He was planning on selling it, but just something happened. So he decided to rent it for a while. Asks way too much. Gets it in a day. Before he even got the person in there or back to take the sign down, he had 14 more calls and he goes, no. And they're like, hey, is this place still available? Chomping at the bit to live in this area. So he's like, yeah, I don't have anything available now, but let me keep your name and number and I'll get something soon. And he just went and bought another fucking house. So ran out because he's like, obviously this is going to make me some money. I did that. So yeah, he's had a pretty steady passive income from just that in fucking Statesville.
Well, and then we have our buddy, our favorite person in the world, Kirk, who has pretty much...
You mean Cletus McFarland Part 2?
Who has pretty much taken on his model, and JR was telling me that he owns 4 or 5 houses now.
Well, they do rehabilitation.
His parents buying that too?
No, his parents bought him his first one, and now he is just...
They didn't buy him his first one. They helped him out a bit.
They helped him with it.
But which is not uncommon for parents.
I had help my first go round.
And it's like rehabilitation homes. It's like drug rehab.
Right.
Because everything's better with a little bit of Jesus. I believe he also meets at the Dario in Clemens at Tuesdays at 9 a.m. or something like that when they're not even open.
Is that the HOA meeting?
It's to it could be. It's just to rally around Jesus. And I mean, I don't mind when somebody is faithful if I think they're a good person.
But he is absolutely not.
Well,
Yeah,
see, I thought that, and I still
using his faith under the or his faith. His greed under the guise of faith. I feel like, but I think he also thinks that he's doing a service to the world.
I think that he's definitely not perfect, but I don't think that he is intentionally malicious. And that goes a long way from
too much time sitting at a desk next to him, listening to him just bold-faced lie to customers.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if you're going to sit in one hand and thump the Bible and then bold-faced lie and rip somebody off on the next one.
Maybe this is sales.
I don't care what it is.
know.
You can't do both. And that's the hypocrisy.
I think that's why liberals hate Baptists so much. They're the same person. Because Baptists are the only people who won't host AA meetings in their basement.
Well, because they're too busy with clan meetings.
Stay out of Danbury.
And Stokes County.
Yeah.
I was going to say, we're in North Carolina.
The Stokes County militia is a real thing. Beware.
The Stokes militia is. Yeah.
They had a float in the parade in King.
Well,
Kang.
They have some cool people though. Like I know a few people in the Stokes militia, and I will say that they are one of the. I won't say that they're not racist, but they're not that racist as far as militias go.
It's just the severity of racism.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we're talking about Stokes County, saying not that racist means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
Yeah, it
considering
does.
When I worked up there, I heard sweet little old ladies dropping the N-word.
Oh.
Like, she reminded me of her grandma, and then that came out of her.
Somebody we were just talking about.
Have I not told you to not speak of my mother on this program?
No, I said sweet little old lady.
Yeah,
she's not old.
She's lovely. She is kind of older.
She's not old.
She's not sweet.
I've never had the displeasure of meeting her.
I really hope your parents don't.
Kidding.
Honestly, I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm just to that point in my financial security that I don't care. But
no, it just means you've grown up.
You just get drunk as hell on it. I'm never gonna need you to bail me out, okay, Dad?
Again.
I have a co-signer on my checking accounts. Fucking Christ.
I got money in the bank, man.
Shorty, what you think? Let's take a look at another vidya, if we will. Pick a funny one. Oh, this is a good one. The Dave Chappelle attacked on stage.
I actually want to see this because I want to see Jamie Foxx beat the fuck out of
I haven't seen the video yet. I've heard about it.
You don't really see Jamie Foxx beat break the guy's arm out of its shoulder socket.
Yeah.
But listen to the end of it at what Chris Rock's reaction is.
For hip hop history.
Slipping on purpose. Yeah, that's totally. It's ice capades.
Thank God that was clumsy. He's back there getting stomped.
Literally.
Yeah.
That's not a joke. They are beating a mud hole in that dude's ass.
Where did the come from?
Here it comes. Chris Rock.
Thank you, sir. It was a trans man.
It's not blood, it's beet juice.
Was that Will Smith?
Chris Rock is the GOAT for that.
Damn.
Yeah. But apparently Jamie Foxx exhibits some pretty quick reflexes, is what I've heard, and I have not seen that video.
I haven't either. That's one of the better ones that I've seen. But when he came out with it, was that Will Smith? Like, I knew you were going to get your vindication on that.
Yeah.
That was well played.
But there was another one that went out. It was like a tweet that said, "I'm glad it was the softest rapper of the '90s that slapped me instead of the guy that attacked Dave Chappelle."
Oh wow.
Yeah. So good stuff there.
Dang.
There was
the memes that came out of that were. I wish I had saved some of them. There
for
was
2 days.
gold.
It was that was the only thing on the internet.
It's like one reference, like they ripped his arm off and put it on backwards, and
Jesus Christ.
There was one of it was a picture of Martin Lawrence from the Martin Show back in the day when his face was all swole up.
Yeah.
It was.
Odd aside, while Kevin does his research over here, have you ever kept bees?
No, I usually get stuck at A's.
Yeah, I hear that. I'm down with that. So you
thumbs down,
you
motherfuckers.
You see the size of the property I have, and I want something to pollinate my plants, and I've heard that there's this bee shortage because there's a mite that infects bees and has caused a drop in their population, which is affecting plants and things. So as an environmentalist, I want to do my part. I want to be green. I want to help the neighborhood and the plants and everything. So I went to a place that sells bees, and they wanted to sell me a queen with a hive, and I said, I don't have that much room. And I said, how much room do you have? And I said, well, if I calculated correctly, I want to buy 12 bees. And the beekeeper looked at me like I was the dumbest person on the history of the earth. And I said, no, can I just buy 12 bees? And he said, we've never had a request like that, but yes, I will go get you 12 bees.
So what do they charge for 12 bees?
13 cents per bee.
Okay.
It was $14 for the queen to keep them where they need to be. And they said that this, of course, the hive will grow or whatever, and you'll be with more than 12 bees by the end of the year. And I was like, well, they'll die in the winters. Who gives a fuck? I'll pour gasoline on the nest like I do wasps. So anyway, I get to the counter, and the receptionist is ringing me out, and I'm sitting there in this little like screened in box that they give me, and I'm counting. There's 13 bees in there. And I'm a moral person. So I tell her, I was like, there are 13 bees in here, and you're only charging me for 12. Like, what do we need to do? Because honestly, I really don't need 13 bees. And she's like, I've never ran into this. Let me go get the beekeeper that got the bees. So she goes and gets the beekeeper, brings him out front, and I'm sitting in the waiting room.
You are the biggest pain in the ass, by the way.
Yeah. So I get back out there with the beekeeper, and he comes in. I'm on my cell phone. He's like, "Hey, you had the problem with the bees?" I was like, "Yeah." So if you'll see, I count, and I put my glasses on so I know I'm right. I said, there are 13 bees. You kind of with me? And he's like, "Yeah, the 13th was the 13th was your freebie."
Oh my god! You went through that whole fucking story for that fucking punchline.
Told you. Yeah.
This fucking guy.
Yeah.
Let's find something.
You just couldn't be okay.
Wow. That needs an Owen Wilson wow.
Wow.
There we go. You need that on a button.
I do. I need a wow button.
And we can all hit it whenever we want to.
Yeah. Am I bringing back the pervert from Family Guy tonight?
Yes.
Bishop? Because Bill was over the fucking moon.
He was tickled fucking pink.
He was pickled tank on that one.
Yeah.
He really was. Yeah, I had him with that pickled sumbitch. He was up and down, and he was down in my basement. That's all I give a shit about. That's right.
Being somebody who works in basements now, that rings different.
Oh, you work in basements, so you're a professional. I've only had amateurs on my channel.
Well, Bohica.
So you're the gimp now? Is that?
No,
Oh.
just
I knew you weren't the dominatrix. You must be the gimp.
Yeah. Actually, that's probably far more accurate than it needs to be.
Just don't bring Zed in.
Yeah. Spider caught a couple of flies.
Who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby.
All right, I have one more funny video here. I don't know if we're gonna react to it too much or not, other than to be like, "What the fuck?" But after that video, we're gonna take a music break, and then we're gonna come back and open the channel for some callers. So, if there's anybody out there listening, which
That's still awake.
I hope there is, we would love to hear from you.
It's a Friday.
It's a fridge. It's a fridge.
Yeah, people actually do things on Friday.
So here we go. Here's our.
I know.
Here's our
Fucking what?
Here's our great video.
Y'all are married and stuff now, so you don't know about that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Saves me a ton of money. Well, no, I just spend it differently.
What am I doing right now? I'm pumping my gas, and I'm fighting systemic racism, and I'm saving lives. I will gladly pay more money for my gas as long as Donald Trump is not in the White House. If you have a problem with paying more for gas, then maybe you're just homophobic and you're a bigot. You know, I'm protecting our democracy right now, and I'm fighting for Ukraine. What are you doing? You anti-vax conspiracy theorist? You science denier? What are you doing? Nothing! Nothing!
Please, dear God, tell
Wait,
me.
I really thought it was going to be a punchline at the end of that.
That's got to be satire. Like, he can't really be that.
No one that's like full-fledged mask is wearing a clear one that is uncupped at the bottom anyway. Like, that's against everything.
I'm going to try to ignore how just mind-numbingly stupid that person is, or how stupid they're portraying to be, because I can't believe that's their actual opinion.
If
it does raise a good point, though.
If it wasn't recorded, I would think that, I want to say it's fake because it's recorded.
I actually read something interesting today that's kind of similar to that, is people that ride bicycles are bad for the country. You're a bad American if you ride a bike.
Why?
I thought the same thing. You don't buy cars. You don't buy gasoline. You don't pay road taxes. You don't pay, all this other stuff.
They don't pay road taxes. They don't live in a house that's in that state.
Well, you don't pay vehicle taxes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So there's all these things that you're not contributing to as a tax-paying American that as a bicyclist, a person that drives a car will do. They're paying for insurance. They're supporting companies. They're paying auto mechanics to do their oil changes. All these other things. It was actually kind of a because my first initial reaction was, you ride a bicycle, you're a bad American. What? But then when I read, I was like, okay, that actually kind of makes some sense.
Yeah, they talk about the cow population. What are you doing? Well, I'm eating the cows. Yeah, it's that kind of mentality. But here in North Carolina, we just get the assholes that like to block the fucking road with their bike and then hop in their giant Suburban and still not know how to drive that motherfucker either.
So it's pouring down rain tonight, driving here.
Yep.
It's pouring down rain. I had to swerve around like 3 or 4 bicyclists. Pouring down rain, middle of the night. I can't see anything.
Did you move?
Bro, they're the Coast Guard.
What side of
If
town
it ain't raining, we ain't training.
They don't train.
Matt night, everybody.
There's
real
a certain
song and dance
type
man.
of train. That's neither here nor there. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, listen to this next future hit, and we are going to take a quick break.
There's a feeling I can't evade. It rises when I'm afraid. Will we ever live again? There's so many things that should have been. Hesitation coming around again. Termination from all that we might have been. In a world of unbelievers, there is no way of getting across to a crowd of true receivers. I think I'm lost. Hesitation coming around again. Termination of all that we could have been. Doubting whether it's true, all the things you said you could do. Not in the mood for a failure. Always staring up high, hoping for a glimpse of the sky. This ain't no time to pretend. I'll feed your ego. Together we go. Playing dirty, talking cheap. Am I in too deep? I'm way too low on dynamite to take you through the night. Just when I thought I was done, you scream out and beg me to come. I wonder what I am chasing. It's not even fun anymore. I shoot bail and run through the door, but something's holding me back. You feed my ego. Together we go. Talking dirty, playing cheap. I know I'm in too deep. Running out of kryptonite to take you through the night.
All right, boys and girls, as you can see, I have put the post on the screen. Won't give us a call, discuss anything that's on your mind, have a conversation, whatever you want to do, give us a call.
unused. Sometimes left alone in the heat of the night. Every time I'd like to play, got nothing but my soul to blame. Well, you said it's all done. Something tells me I should leave the town. Wanna have you one more time. Play your tricks on my worried mind. Wanna go, you are mine. Bye-bye, baby. Out of the car, down in the drain. I need a miracle to make it go away. I wanna tell you, I wanna love. Somebody help me, I just wanna be around.
Is that and I didn't do this together. I apologize. Are you having this? Good luck.
I mean, you can bleed from the man vagina. I'll show you.
My mangina.
Mangina. Yeah. Bend over.
Nice.
I'll show you.
I have a hole.
I love it.
All right,
Yeah, you got that. I've been there. Oh, shit. We're on live, aren't we?
Yeah, we're live, buddy.
We are live.
We're live, yeah. So,
Sorry about blowing that secret for us, Zach.
yeah,
Oh,
so,
okay.
yeah, you mean Kevin, but,
Oh, Kevin.
yeah.
It's
yeah.
Kevin.
Z-
I mean,
Zach-
yeah, that guy.
Who's
Kevin,
Zach?
Zach's twin brother.
The mumbler.
So we're going to video anyway, so the secret's bound to get out at some point. But anyway, before we get into the joint discussions question, I have to ask as a takeoff of the Last Stand podcast with Wild Bill, what's pissing you off tonight, JR?
Nothing. I'm right now doing drunk history with myself.
Nice.
God, I feel like you were like the Bert Kreischer to this podcast.
The
I don't know what that
machine.
means.
The machine.
The machine, the guy who will just never give up drinking because it gives him so much enjoyment out of life. Which I'm the same way, because it's kind of like why would you drink at this social function? It's like, well, why do you wear shoes when you
Why
run?
wouldn't you?
Exactly.
Why do you wear shoes when you run? It's because it fucking helps.
No, I mean, like, let's be serious though. Like, how many times in your life you're like, you know what, I think I want to do that, but what am I going to take for that? You know?
Well, that's like me.
How can I make this better?
That's like me.
Yes, how can I do this?
That's like me with driving. Why would I do it sober?
I've mastered the art of this.
On another side note on that there, though, I honestly believe I'm actually a better driver when I've had a couple beverages than not had a couple beverages. I focus
There's
better.
the problem.
I've thought that as well until I ended up spinning around a borrowed Honda Civic in the middle of Sandy Ridge. Amazing I didn't make it into a ditch.
No, the best one's the moped. I'm sorry, man.
Well, I don't remember that one. I wish I could put the details together about the moped. So
I actually have a friend of mine, and I think you know him as well, who actually got arrested for driving a bicycle, I believe, on Oak Island.
Yep, I know.
Awesome.
Yep. Big man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a citation. That should be an award.
Oh,
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
How are you doing that?
Badge of honor.
Well, the funniest part is, since they're remaining nameless, is that the whole reason this person was on said bicycle was to go smoke weed, and they had the weed on them. They were like probably still smelled like it by the point in time they got pulled over. Literally for just jaunting through a little bit of grass on somebody's lawn, technically on the way home on a fucking bicycle.
You know, that brings up another point. I really need to cross-train you on how to use the electronics, because I would love to smoke some weed right now, but I would be so stupid that I couldn't end this podcast, and it would just go on all night, and it would be listening to one of us snore on the couch down here. By the way...
Or all three of us.
Yeah, or all three of us. By the way, JR, I haven't sent you a picture yet, but we have a casting sectional in the Plaid Palace Studios now. I know.
Is it black? Is it leather? Is it leather? What are we doing?
I'll send you a picture.
It's the same one that I had in the living room upstairs, but Wifey Sauce was getting tired of it and the way it looked, even though it's only 2 years old. So,
and the only way to do a casting couch is a black couch. We've all seen those videos.
Oh yeah,
this is
absolutely.
This is
I got a
navy.
picture in my head.
Yeah, me too. So this one's navy blue.
Yeah, we don't.
You've sat on it.
Yeah, this one's.
Oh.
Yeah, this one's navy blue,
No, it's
not as firm as my face, which you've also sat on.
True enough.
And being that it has the word Navy in it, the only casting that has ever gone on it would have to be homosexual because it's the Navy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Army's better. Fuck you, Navy.
Speaking of,
So I heard a rumor once about the Navy. I heard a rumor once about the barrel on the ship. Have you guys ever heard this rumor? So apparently, like, the new recruits go into a barrel on when you're, I guess, on the ship going out to sea.
It's the crossing the line ceremony. It's when they do a Westpac tour. I lived in Southern California, so like we were right by a Navy base. I've heard about this. When you cross the
the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah, no, it's the equator. When you cross the equator, they do this whole ceremony, and that like they do. It's hazing.
Yeah, my cousin was in the Navy, and he told me how big his butthole was before and after that.
Yeah. So the way I picture this barrel is like basically the glory hole of glory holes.
Jesus. That's got to be a smooth cut barrel for me to stick my thing through a hole in a fucking.
I hope it has really tight
drum.
rifling.
I think the quote
subscribe
goes,
to that.
anything could be a vagina if you believe enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why am I picturing a circular saw?
Leave my adolescent sock out of this.
I have a couple that stand up on their own. Okay,
Mom, don't wash that.
No, they still walk around my parents. They still walk around my parents' house because they miss hearing the pitter patter of little feet. Oh, we're stupid.
That's a good one. That's classic.
All right, so we have a fun question to open this one up for your phone call, which we do appreciate, JR. You have been one of our most fun guests that we have had on this show.
Thanks for saying that right in front of me.
I said one of our most fun guests.
Okay.
We've had 3 guests.
You are the most.
And all 3 of you fuckers have been.
We all made the top 3.
Yeah, you've made the top 5.
The voice on the other end sounds like an actor I used to know.
Yes,
am I correct on that?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he was in Bring It On.
Yes.
Yeah.
No speaking roles.
And then after that, he was in nothing else.
Well, we'll leave the gay porn out of this, okay?
At least. Wait, the ones that we've shot or the ones that are published?
Yes.
We'll leave the ones we've shot out of it. That shit's too dark.
Yeah, and it's weird because there's no anal. As a male who identifies as a Zimzer, it's weird how many openings that you can make up. He fucked me in the armpit one time, and I orgasmed more than I ever had through vaginal intercourse.
Fun fact, I came in girl's ear once.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just throwing that out there.
But nice.
Fun fact, I came in my own ear once.
The positioning was
you put it on your finger and then stuck in your ear. It's not
No, this was the tightest. I need to stop talking. YouTube is going to ban us.
Oh,
Damn
absolutely.
It.
Yeah, for sure.
But
is that the goal?
No, so basically the whole story was at this time my gut was small enough to where I didn't come on my own stomach. It shot past it. So,
it got over the hill.
Yeah,
it broke the horizon.
Yeah, it did. It broke the horizon. It was SpaceX. My cum was SpaceX.
It was the USS Missouri.
I'm more of a dribbler than a shooter, shall we say.
I fucking hate you. It's
Ole Miss.
The USS Missouri. All I can picture now is Sandra Bullock on The Blind Side, you son of a bitch. Damn it.
Oh, and I'm dead.
All right, so JR, Jesus, you know everybody in the group tonight. What bribe would you take for our group to become a human centipede?
What bribe would I take?
Oh my God.
Including me?
I call middle.
You know what? I would do it for $1 million after taxes.
I just want the best of. I just want the best of both worlds.
So what's that, like 1.37 million?
Yeah, I'm at a point in my life where I pretty much do about anything to just get $1 million because I will retire on $1 million.
Give me a.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Give me a Dodge Viper. I think anything 2000 or newer Dodge Viper, and I'm down to suck the shit out of anybody.
Just take the. If you're doing that, do the Gen 1, dude.
I want my windows to roll down.
I was gonna say,
but that
I want
Gen
the
1
90.
was sick.
I want the
That thing was
92,
insane.
92, 93. Which one's first year?
I can't remember. I think it was
93.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds about right.
I showed somebody that video. No handles, no windows to roll up or down, no locks because there's no door, window.
No, it was one of the most dangerous protection cars ever made.
Yeah, there's very few that are still in existence because most of them got wrecked.
So, JR, Wild Bill came up last weekend. He was.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry I missed that. We had a good time though. We went down last weekend. We did the Tuck Festival on Friday. We did Merle Fest on Saturday, and then I got baptized on Sunday.
Oh, congratulations!
Thanks,
That's one thing that I have been looking to do with my life, especially since I'm an ordained minister. I should probably be baptized at some point in my life. So, what made you want to or go get and do a baptism?
I think the state we are right now, I don't see if there's anything else we need more than Jesus himself.
I am inclined to agree with you. I didn't expect to get religious on this
No,
this
neither
end of
did
the
I,
show, but yeah, that's awesome, man. Big congratulations to you on that.
Thanks, man.
And I definitely support you in your faith, and I will also add something on my end of that. In some of my darkest times, when I asked my higher power, whatever I shall call him for faith, as one of the programs that I have worked through some addictions has said, is things just seem to work out. So I'm very proud of you for doing that, man, and thank you for sharing.
Well, you know what, and let me kind of put that stereo thing to rest a little bit. So I don't care who does what, how they do it, whatever you believe in, and get you through the day, man, do it. You know, just because I got baptized doesn't mean it's necessarily right for you, and something you maybe or your listeners maybe not believe in, whatever. So just find what works for you and do it, man.
Yeah. So
there's no judgment.
In the words of George Carlin, if two consenting adults want to dress up in leather Boy Scout outfits, smack each other in the head with ball peen hammers while they take turns blowing the cat, that's fine. Just leave me out of it.
And turn the camera off tonight when Chris and I do it. But
who doesn't miss that guy though? Was he not one of the greatest?
Oh, he's one of the best. I figured you'd appreciate that.
One of my absolute favorites, and I've heard you say that quote before. I remember.
One of his best.
Yeah.
So I am
for sure.
I do have a question though. So I'm from one of those weird religions, and I don't know how baptism works in your religion. But now that you're baptized, can you in turn baptize me?
No, I don't believe so. Well, I mean, I guess I could, but I don't.
I can
sure. I mean, why not? You know what? Yeah, I would do it.
I can hold your head under the water for a little while.
Well, I know that
Yeah.
because you've held my head till I've gagged before. I just want to play the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack, where I went down to the river to pray, studying about that good old way. And
it's a great song.
Who shall wear that robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. And the one that I want to show me the way, by God, is JR.
I'd love to.
Because anybody who has not smoked a joint with Clint Eastwood can fuck off. They're not baptized.
Wait, who's done that?
JR.
Shut up.
You haven't listened to part 3?
No.
Oh my God.
I feel
I'm gonna listen to it right now.
It's our best episode. Sorry for those listening to this.
I'm not. We're only listening to like $1,000 worth of new equipment here.
So is there a Crib Notes version? Since we're live, is there a Crib Notes version of that?
No.
Yeah, I'll give you the quick story.
Thank you.
Or do you want your listeners to go find episode 3?
Yeah, we do want the listeners to go find episode 3.
So give us a
here's how that should go.
Well, however, nobody is actually online listening right now because we're late. We've ran super late, and we didn't advertise it like any days before it happened. So go ahead and tell the story.
Sure. So I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. So I used to live in Sun Valley, Idaho. In Sun Valley, Idaho is a very prestigious resort out in the middle of nowhere. And so pretty much my neighbors were like Clint Eastwood, Bruce Willis, back when he was married to Demi Moore. There's a few other, Estee Lauder, I believe, actually had an estate out there, yada, yada, yada. So anyways, I worked at this resort, and I had a free season's pass. And so usually in the morning, me and one of my buddies would get up and we'd go skiing in the morning. And one morning we were catching those early morning slopes, I guess you could say. And this guy comes up in between us and he's like, "Hey, can I ride the lift up with you?" And we're like, "Oh yeah." Get up there, takes off his goggles, mask, whatever. It's fucking Clint Eastwood sitting in the middle of us. And so usually in the morning we'd smoke a little bit on the way up and, put the headphones on and ski. This is the old, the Walkman CD player where, with the anti-skip for 10 seconds. And Yeah, that's how long.
Wow, you just dated yourself, dude.
Yeah, I really did. But and I was already old then. But anyways,
welcome to the club.
So my buddy opens up his little fanny. He's like, "Should we?" And I was like, "Why wouldn't we?" And that little look you give each other. And sure enough, he went to go pass it, and Clint took it, and he took a couple drags on it. We get to the top, and he basically said thank you, and we went on our merry way.
Dude, absolutely 100% bow down to you. That is one of the most amazing stories ever. That is awesome. Because, aside from John Wayne, who of course is dead, Clint Eastwood's right in that top probably 5 of people I would love to meet. That's awesome.
So in that place too, Hemingway's daughter, and I cannot remember her name for the life of me. Oh my gosh, Ernest Hemingway. What was his daughter's name? She was an actress as well, but she lived there. I cannot think of her name for the life of me. Google it. But so we went to see Pulp Fiction, me and a buddy of mine, and we were, I think, 2 drops in each of the LSD blotter papers. And so we're watching Pulp Fiction in this movie theater, and Marilyn Hemingway, maybe. But
was
anyway,
that the first time you seen the movie?
Yes, yeah, it was in theaters.
Wow, I could not imagine doing that in that state.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But those were younger, wilder times.
Absolutely.
And but anyways, his daughter was behind us. Yes, that's it. She was sitting behind us, and she got up in the middle of that movie and kind of just went on this big rant of how horrible this movie was, and just walked off. And me and my buddy, tripping balls, looking at each other, going, "What the fuck?"
I don't know if I could have recovered from that.
And my wife, she had turned 21 at that time, and she actually went to Bruce Willis's bar. She's a little bit older than me. Went to Bruce Willis's bar that night and actually had drinks with Bruce Willis that evening of her 21st birthday.
That's awesome.
Wow. She kind of looks like Sharon Stone in some of her younger pictures.
My wife?
No.
Yes.
Margaret Hemingway.
Yes. Absolutely.
What? Are we talking Basic Instinct? What are we doing?
Damn, I was just about to bring that up.
If you can send me a Snapchat of her doing the Basic Instinct thing in the dress, I will tell you if she looks like Sharon Stone. But only
now or later?
But
She
like
looks
right
like-
now, only from the neck down though.
Right.
On second thought, she looks like, well, if a horse could blink.
What?
Kidding.
That's
No,
crickets.
Oh God, you're so
no
weird.
one? Okay.
Yeah, I still have no idea what you're talking about. None.
Jesus. Well, JR, what are your plans for this wonderful Mother's Day weekend celebrating the life, the live, the laugh, the love
Karen.
of your wonderful wife?
Who's had 2 children that are mine, that I believe.
Allegedly.
I know that one of them is definitely yours because she looks
just like me?
He looks exactly like you, and then your son. I mean, who knows who he because he looks exactly like your wife. So,
And he's a good kid.
Sounds like he's lucky if he looks like your wife.
yeah. That's like my son looks exactly like me, and I'm like, oh, you're fucking cursed, you fucking bastard.
No. The worst part is my daughter. My daughter looks exactly like me. That poor girl.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she really does. No, actually, she's a cute girl. And
She is. Oh no, absolutely.
She is.
I joke about that.
Beard and everything.
I'm still waiting for my pop socket from 4 July 4ths ago. Not my fidget spinner.
Fidget spinner.
Yeah, she stole my damn fidget spinner. What the hell, man?
Damn.
You would need a fidget spinner.
That's the reason, but it's a blessing and a curse because I believe that being taken from me is a reason that my VA disability claim was approved.
Ah,
It was a
right.
it was a crutch. It was a crutch. It was the reason I was living my best life. And then
no, yeah, you're always a better person when you have that.
For
many
half a
fingers,
second,
promise.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
that's the damnedest thing is I get that from so many people. It's like I cannot tell when you're joking.
Well, you look so deadpan. Like this is why this
really
needs to be
does.
on camera. Is you got that most deadpan look on your face.
That really does. Always.
Well, my camera lighting will be here tomorrow before 10 p.m. So I promise the 0 listeners that we have out there, and hopefully somebody who comes back and re-listen to this, even though I am going to transcribe it to the regular podcast channels, we will be doing our next live episode with film on camera. You'll see our faces,
And we apologize in advance for that.
yeah,
I don't.
and possibly.
You wouldn't.
Possibly, if YouTube allows it. No, I'm gonna have to put that on X Hamster.
Wow, you went
Never
way
mind.
deep into the. You went right past warp.
We were right to the hamster.
Just straight to xnxx.com.
Wow.
What's the other one?
How do you know about that?
I know about that. Shit. I've gone that deep into the rabbit hole.
God,
Come on.
it really is bros before hoes out here, isn't it?
I mean, if you want the dirty shit, that's where you go, dude.
XNXX is my shit. God.
Yeah, if there's a fetish, that's where it's at.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Nothing.
Well, because
but
I feel like the algorithm. This is such a weird conversation to get into. I feel like the algorithm on like normal porn sites like Pornhub just give you the same shit all the time.
You like girls?
Especially if
How
you
about this girls?
create a login and upload yourself masturbating 45 times in the same video. It gives you just the same output that as what you've searched. X videos is a little bit better to where if you've uploaded yourself masturbating 45 times with a couple different episode titles, it brings back other shit. So I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a mishmash of the two.
I'm just gonna tell you, stop uploading videos of you masturbating.
Okay, I
have a drone. I don't upload videos of me masturbating.
Oh damn, a drone! But can I give you some hope there? I promise you, once you turn about 45-ish,
I thought your pussy was fat.
You're done. You're done doing it, man. You don't care anymore.
Give me your address so I can send my drone to your house.
No, because you're not going to see anything. I think somewhere between 40 and 45, I lost interest in myself. I no longer turn myself on.
Well, you still fuck your wife, right?
Yeah, sure.
I remember.
Wait.
The mandated number of times.
You still try to fuck your wife while she lays there and acts like she likes it, right?
No, actually, I'll be honest with you. I'm actually very lucky in that category. And dead honest truth, man. That is one part there that no issues there.
Yeah,
it's
he doesn't want
actually
to,
more
and she doesn't
frequent
let
than
him.
most.
Yeah, you don't want
No,
to.
actually, it's actually more. It's actually more the opposite side.
No, we're joking. No, we're just messing with you being old. I remember a few years ago you told me like we made a joke about morning wood, and you went, I don't get those anymore. You're like, my dick is just completely uninterested in me.
No, okay. Have you guys seen the meme? It's Thor standing there holding the hammer, and it says, "If you're over 40 and still wake up with morning wood," and the caption is, "I'm still I'm still worthy." Thor holding the hammer.
I haven't seen that. But,
that's great.
But I'm 30. I'm 37, newly 37 as of March 1st.
Congratulations.
And still look 20,
way to not die.
Still look 143. But I woke up the other morning with morning wood, and I threw the wood to her twice because
did she catch it and throw it back?
No, it was a dirty piss boner. It wouldn't go down. It wouldn't go down until I took a piss.
Those are the best.
I think one of the greatest scenes ever in cinematography. I can't say the word. Hey,
cinematography.
That's the word. Yeah, I haven't had too much to drink to say that word. But the one with Jim Carrey, Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yes.
Where he's washing his own asshole in the sink.
Yeah. He's got another one, Liar Liar. Where
no, it's not that one.
I know. I thought that's what you were saying at first.
No. Me, Myself, and Irene. When he
that dildo was
Renee
for him.
Zellweger.
Yeah.
And like so he flipped over whatever. She ended up like doing him in the butt whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like washing his ass, but he goes to the bathroom and like there's that picture above the toilet whatever, and he's pissing like it's going all over. So he grabs the picture off the back of the toilet whatever to like redirect his stream.
Yeah. Because. He just
it wasn't in black and white, was it? That movie?
No, he pulls out that huge dildo and he goes, "Oh, was he not enough for you?" And she just goes, "That was for you."
Mm-hmm.
So the huge dildo scene was it?
Yeah.
So no,
it's the one where he's pissing. It's that part of that scene.
All right, I'm about to play it for our listeners to see. So. Go. Stupid idiot. All right.
UKG.
Oh, my God.
Squeaking.
There you go.
I was young enough, I had no idea what the hell this thing was about.
Why am I peeing like I was up all night having sex?
Gee, I wonder why.
Well. Well, JR, what do you got to tell us before we go play another song and enjoy the rest of our game for the evening?
So I am going to throw this one little tidbit that's been like getting to me the last couple of days because I saw this video, whatever, on the Instagram, the reels there, and
on the gram.
On the gram, that's right. It's the only social media I do for the most part, and the whole I can't say that her first name, Maxwell, the
Ghislaine, or Ghislaine.
I believe it came, again, I've had a bunch of drink and whatever, so it was something to the effect of, the media that's bringing you the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard storyline there is also the same media that could have given you the information on the Maxwell case and decided not to.
Yes. Posted that on Facebook. I know you're not on Facebook currently, but I put that on Facebook about a week and a half ago, and I completely agree with your sentiments. My next question before we let you go and get back to your own devices, when are we going to see you in person next, JR?
So I've got, this weekend, so I do a lot of things on the weekend. I work, I wouldn't say hard anymore. I got a new job, and it's actually, oh my gosh, it's very nice to be in a relaxing situation.
Shut up about your job, drunk ass, and answer my question.
And so I'm gonna say I actually took less money to take a better job, if that makes sense. It's just more. It's 10 minutes away from my home, so I can come home for lunch, take a nap, eat some lunch, and go back to work. I love naps. They're the best things in the world. Yeah, they are the best things in the world. There's nothing.
I didn't appreciate naps nearly as much when I was younger.
They're wasted. Sleep is wasted on the young.
So let's look at sometime in the beginning of June. I'm pretty much booked up the rest of this month through different shows and whatever. But I think in June until the third week in June, I think I'm actually free. So I think at the first 2 or 3 weekends in June, I'm free.
Awesome. I can't wait to have you.
Better than that, if you guys want, come with us, man. Come on
make sure you
go to shows with us.
Make sure you post some fucking pictures because I live vicariously through you. In the music scene.
So, JR, what kind of shows are we talking about here?
Well, this weekend here, I actually sold my. I needed to actually take this weekend, kind of relax and do some different things. But I love Wise Mechanic. Last weekend we were at Tuck Fest up in Charlotte to see 2 of my favorite bands, Kiss Your Brothers and the Trampled by Turtles. And then we went to Merlefest on Saturday. Saw some really cool bands there. And then, I'm watching bands playing this weekend in Wilmington. Actually sold my tickets for that show, but I am going to go see them in August in Atlanta at the Parks Theater. The remakes of the New Year's Eve shows because, of course, COVID and the mask and all that nonsense. Shut that shit down for no reason. I love those jam bands. Going to Red Rocks in September to go see Green Sky. Pretty excited about that.
Green Sky Bluegrass, underrated, great band.
And they just started selling tickets for Tyler Childers at Red Rocks. I've been very, very tempted to delete.
If you do that, let me know.
So if you need a roommate to go, I'm your roommate.
Absolutely.
I'm going to fly out there, listen to the concert, get drunk as piss, and fly back on the plane. I'm going to stay in Phoenix back where I'm taking Red Eyes.
Oh, there's nothing better than being drunk on the plane.
Red Eyes on that.
So, well, I'll tell you what, save that. It's going to be a story for next time. Let me tell you about my last trip home from Vegas.
That sounds like a movie title.
Yeah.
It really could be, but it's a longer story. and I gotta go stay.
Hopefully we can get a foursome on that.
Well, I hope you have a great night, JR. The next long story I will tell you about involves my dick. That's not the long story. That's the short part of it. So
you already gave a long story.
Hey man, thank you for calling in. We love you on the podcast. You're one of the family, and we will talk to you next
time. And peace, love, and happiness.
Love, peace, and Afro grease. Homie.
Oh, it's peace, love, and Astro Live.
Fresh chick off the block. Watch my head spin. I got awkward thoughts and a neck twitch. I fall off the knot, then I get up. I'm Miss Slot to watch. That's a Netflix. I stop with the pot. Got my head stripped, but mama kept singing. Better say that doodle, cause I kept drawing on the same old doodle. Mine got lost inside of all this pseudo. I play golf now, so I'm a white poodle. And so to sing songs now, but try to be better. Unnecessary shit that I do grow, so I feel better about my shit. Sing a little song, do a little dance, smile for the camera. Don't get caught up inside a ditch. Bring a little joy, find some quirky friends that you think can stand you. Life's hard, two hands to hand. Break out of the norm, life is pretty bull. When there's another random, loop-de-loops, this is the answer. Everybody knows, every day important, everything is glamorous. When it's honest and psychoanalytic, got a severe fear of judgment, but not as much lately. In a bowl full of wash it down with some crazy. Put a text to my label read. Paint and erase it. Cause a passive is a passive state. Yeah, life full of loops and ways to poke at all. Truth a hard thing to find, evil harder to hold. Too pretty long to find strive with this watery soul. But I always knew it come if I kept walking the road. I got daddy issues. Rolled up inside my mommy issues. Got bad teeth, I don't smile on my hot pictures. Can't do intimate cause it's talking pretty hard to people. I get shaky when I'm locking people. I'm a pencil pushing, second guessing crooked path of a man with his hands on everything they said he shouldn't touch. Who gives up what they said to do with my time? Cause I'm fine with my life and I sing a little song. Do a little dance, smile for the camera. Don't get caught up inside the damage. Bring a little joy, find some quirky friends that you think can stand you. Life's hard, two hands to handle. Break out of the door, life is pretty bold when there's nothing random. Loop-de-loops isn't the answer. Everybody moves, every day important, everything is glamorous when it's honest inside the family.
last name Eva, first name Frank. Like a sprained ankle, boy. I ain't nothing to play with.
You sound like skin.
I do sound light skinned, but I like this mic skin on my light skin. With my white skin, if it's a white skin, or is my dark skin my foreskin? Because it was cut off and I'm no longer a slave to the game as they played it out, as my life was laid out to me. I feel like Common right now.
That shit was deep.
We're in a poetry club right now.
It's like Greenwich Village in the 60s.
Right.
I'm thinking about that.
I went to Greenwich recently.
Really?
Yeah. It is as rich as it sounds.
I'm rewatching that.
Oh,
I wanted fast food, but I bought my family some show bars. But instead I showed bars.
I'm sorry, hold on. Oh, shit.
I need to put the pew 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 on the sound block. What do we have?
Cut the music first.
Right?
I don't want to, man. I'm digging this beat so much. I just want to feel.
Yeah, but don't start hitting all the sound buttons that are fucking.
Do you feel me because you act like you're from Philly?
I mean, are we live during all this shit?
Yeah, we're live during all this.
That's
shit.
awesome.
For no one to listen.
I do feel like this is like a weird, like West, like it's a Drake beat. West Philadelphia. Oh, where did it go?
Born and raised.
Let's get it back. Let's get it back.
On the playgrounds.
Must we?
Yeah.
I feel like this is like the was it Martin's Dream or something like that? That song is
Marvin's Room.
Marvin's Room.
There it is. That's what rappers do, right?
I don't know. I've never been
Let me tell y'all a story.
Story time.
I'm coming at you from my mom's basement. We live in a trailer. There's no basement.
He's just sitting in the trailer.
I'm stuck under the vinyl siding and I'm wildin'. I'm smoking my weed because it's what I need.
Is this gonna be just a freestyle segment?
I feel like I'm common because that's what we have in common.
I feel like this is one of those beats that like that's back from Thank Me Later where he's like, butter.
So I have one point. I do only have 1 point on this, and I'm just waiting for 3, 2, 1, and 3 to go. Oh, there's 2 core. I'm watching the. Yeah.
It's a good thing we have actually no listeners.
Right.
This would be so good with some editing.
In West Philadelphia, I was born and raised, you know, because I didn't own no slaves. But
wow.
I'm a white guy from the 20th century. How about you get on your rotary phone and get at me, baby?
Hey, folks, we apologize for that segment.
I love you so much. Oh,
People will listen to this.
Sober Matt?
No, that has to stay in. That has to stay in.
It might be after the credits. It might be like a fucking additional sequence track, like Marvel does. Yeah. Past the last advertisement.
let's get over on our vidya.
So if you want to sponsor us,
We live down.
Oh my god, I have to show y'all my favorite TikTok ever in the world that I found.
I thought it was me that ready.
I know what happened. I know what happened. We on the beat. We are on.
Here we go
again. We on the beat. All right.
Man, what be wrong with bitches? Man, what be wrong with bitches?
Dude, this guy is possibly the funniest guy I've ever seen in my life because he is so white and he just does gangster shit to gangster shit.
That's you in 10 years.
It is. It really is. But he just does gangster shit to all.
So this is actually his YouTube. He just brought it back from 10 years ago.
Well,
10 years from now.
This is his TikTok.
Or yeah, that.
So he,
I know this shit don't mind. I took a shower with a cool. Bringing my retirement, he gon' kill you for that moolah. Catch him in the morning, wake him up. That
Nobody likes the
I know this shit don't mind. I took a
he's hilarious. And all he does is like gangster rap to everything.
Oh, I need to behave, but this sunshine, whew, it makes me want to act up. I know I
Those
need
New
to be.
Balances, though.
Exactly.
I want to go mow some lawns in that.
And people challenge him on his
whiteness.
Yeah.
Go your way, I go my way, but somehow we be still attached. Trying to admit it, I'm done with you. The next one I be running back. Go your way, I go my way, but somehow we be still attached. Trying to admit it, I'm done with you.
He's hilarious. It's the best thing on TikTok. I'm telling you.
It's off of Kanye's Graduation. I realized the song I was.
Man, what be wrong with bitches?
Yeah,
it's like old. That's why I'm like.
I'm over 40. I don't like Kanye.
I was working at Wendy's when I was it was my senior year of high school, and I realized that the prior to him being completely fucking insane, it was the way he constructed beats. If you had subwoofers and a decent sound system at all, his mids and highs were clear and they were decently constructed.
Solid beats, yeah.
They sounded so good with subwoofers because the rest of the beat was there. It wasn't just a bass line and a fucking tweeter. Like you had, it was.
So it wasn't Dre.
It was truly dynamic. But even Dre had a little bit more variety than a lot of people to follow him and try and follow his
Oh no,
footsteps.
he's got sick beats. I mean,
Yeah,
there's no doubt about it.
And I feel like, especially when you look at like Eminem era and beyond, he's definitely had a more. He's definitely had a more polished beat
DJ Trip and
sampling,
Fall, everybody.
but there's a little less creativity, I'll say.
DJ Mizzy. Thank you very much.
DJ Trip and Fall.
But it was one of those things that like you could really appreciate, even if I disagree with the lyrics, which I did most of the time. I really could appreciate the song still because it was, in a way to say it, expertly crafted. So yeah, sorry, that's.
So what's
something about that beat really reminded me of one of the songs that
it's a cool
I can't
beat,
pin down.
Man, it's a cool beat. What's a rap lyric that you can recite front to back?
Rap lyric?
A rap lyric, a rap, whatever that you just know you can recite front to back.
Coolio.
What's the only one he ever had?
No, he's had more than one. Bro, get off your age.
I'm sorry, Nickelodeon only let us know he had one hit.
Well,
can't think of the song.
Maybe Nickelodeon should have told you something different.
Whoa.
See, this is why he can't drink when we go to video.
Right?
What? I said Nickelodeon.
We need a button for him.
I said
Nickelodeon. Are we on a delay where we can hit the button
what
for
the
him?
hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? I said Nickelodeon.
Right.
This
Nickelodeon. No, look, Nickelodeon.
Somebody
when
use
I
Mike.
listened to it.
Jesus Christ, man.
What the?
We've already been banned like 30 minutes ago.
That's why there's no listeners.
I've been
shadow banned. Yep.
We're shadow banned. Absolutely. God, why is this mic so much better?
It's odd. It sounds good.
Yeah, it's.
All right, when you've hit that point where you're drinking and you can't find apps on your phone anymore,
You need to not drive home. Killer and Cabo, we chillin'. Morocco for real. We got the chinchilla.
I think I had more songs that I could have added to this list because almost every bit of Young Jeezy's Trap or Die album and the Carter 2 of Lil Wayne, I mean, those I had front to fucking back. I had half of Lil Wayne's mixtapes back in the day, front to back. The Joey Fingers remix with Lil Wayne and Jeezy was hot fire. And I mean, it was awesome.
You know, Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
Don't do that to me.
Like how I customized
but they
scarf.
Yeah, I think about it now. All it is like, they say that when I leave, when you say you got no must.
What you need.
Like, and it's like I know the next lyrics, but I don't know enough to like say I can recite them.
I'd say the one for me is Renegades, Warren G.
I know you ain't gonna let this shit go down like this,
Everybody can
nigga.
go beat for beat.
I'm hearing these niggas in the club, niggas sounding like you, nigga. Bite your motherfucking ad-lib, bite your motherfucking style, nigga. What the fuck going on, nigga? You better check these motherfucking niggas, man. Real fuck with real, nigga.
That's my favorite Diablo. Chill. She said she liked my lyrics, but she loved my ad-lib.
On these streets, they call me residue, I leave blow on these beats. See that diarrhea flow. Man, I shit on niggas. Even when I'm constipated, I still shit on niggas. Let's get it. Got some super friends in the lead to the doom. They blowing purple shit, they keep it high like the moon. I'm an affiliate, I know get it, man. I'm a hater like you. Fuck my wrist, niggas sleep this. And that ain't how we play. No fuck with mine, get your drummer like a DJ. Now tell me I ain't real. This AR that I'm holding got a gangster grin. With some old school shit. The people cool. Got 100 niggas whipping. Everybody gon' shoot.
I am so far out of my element right now.
Oh my God, Paul Wall, Mike Jones, Slim Thug.
Shit.
Jesus.
I think Jeezy and they did a mashup, or I think they did a compilation.
This one.
They're showing Jeezy and Drake.
Right here. This is the best shit ever released.
God, I have not heard this one forever.
Never heard this. Crawling, still falling in the mix. This is 6'6" long dick, some niggas sticking your chicks. Times when I'm flipping, ball sipping, tank flipping, which when I'm tripping.
This looks like the South in the winter. Fucking gray ass sky.
Right. No leaves on the tree.
Cause I'm boss hog on candy. Top down at Max's with a big Glock 9 handy. Pieced up, creased up,
Stay impressed to impress.
Big boss bill buckle
On my Michelin S.O. Gucci shades up on my braids till I escalade.
When I'm riding spree wheel sliding like an escapade. I got it.
That dude's head is so fucking big, I feel like he distorts a hat.
He's like 6'4".
Yeah, he looks huge.
Well, okay, he's obviously in the South. This is West Coast hip hop, though. You can understand what the fuck he's saying.
No, I'm sorry.
No, Dirty South, you can't.
Biggie
It's mumble
Smalls,
rap, dude.
Yeah, Dirty South. I'll say you can't. But East Coast started in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
So to say East Coast, West Coast, like East Coast is pretty audible.
Well, there's East Coast, West Coast, and Dirty South. I mean, that's the
truly.
three.
What
Yeah.
rap?
Truly.
What rap did you grow up with?
West Coast.
Like who?
Snoop Dogg,
Snoop,
Dre.
yeah, Snoop is the
Ice
first
Cube.
one. Yeah,
Dude,
Snoop.
No Vaseline is my favorite diss track of all time. That is the best shit. Fuck
No,
MGK
like, I
and
cut my
Eminem
teeth
with
on
their
Doggy
shit.
Style, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you
Warren
cut- you
G,
cut
Nate
my-
Dogg.
Lottie Dottie?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you
too
cut-
small, or too short. Too short.
You cut my pillow on Doggy Style.
Gross.
No, you cut it when you're biting it.
You bit it. Yeah.
God damn it! I swear to God. Swear to God. I do like this mic, but I like the other one better. I don't know what it is about your voice and how it meshes up, but I'm swapping back out.
Nice. Shaw.
You can't match the smoothness of my voice.
All right, Velvet Fog.
So, that's my new tag right there, Velvet Fog.
God.
And if you buy that bullshit, I'll say anything.
Got some oceanfront property in Tennessee I'd like to talk to you about.
Word. What? No. No. This is my mic. Fuck off.
Give me your damn mic.
Fuck you.
Swap it over here.
I'll fight you.
I'll fight you.
I'm bigger than you.
I don't care. Give me your mic.
I'm wiry.
I gave you liquor. Give me your mic. Fuck.
I like how that's the convincing fact.
You know nobody is listening to this, right?
I'm aware. No, you don't have to give it. Just swing it this way. I got oceanfront property in Arizona. So much that Bobby Hill can't see.
Oh my god.
I got oceanfront property.
I am so glad that's getting edited out.
It's not. It's live.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-huh. The transcription will have it removed, I guarantee.
Can y'all talk while we're...
Three junks on a microphone.
I'm half asleep. He's waiting on you. You're bitching about a microphone, not even communicating to swing it over, but to dismount the damn thing.
All right, so topic, feet.
Do not suck them.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Like it, yeah. No. Shit, I thought that would go further.
No, yeah. No, okay, so funny story. We have like the sex dice, and I'm not giving anything away. We bought them as a novelty, and I've never used them.
But nobody buys them for any other reason. Come on.
Well, yeah, but but we bought them as a couple with intentions to use. We just never have.
Okay.
You got to reach a point of either adventurous or boredom, one of the two. And so far as of yet, it's just not something we've crossed. But she was joking when I said we're gonna fucking use them, and I am dead tired at this point. Like I'm like, you can roll whatever fucking dice you want. I'm going to sleep. I gotta wake up in like 4 hours. I'm not doing this. And she literally is like, no, we're doing it. And she rolls it. It says suck toe. She goes, never mind. Take backsies. And I'm just like, well, that was the quickest game ever.
Like I would have like a Sharpie, and I would just taken the feet right out of that die.
Yeah, it really needs to be.
Was it like 6 dice clay?
That would be a good name for them. These were Netflix and Chill, I believe, was like the name of them. We got them from TJ Maxx.
Suck on my toes and make me a charcuterie board. Bitch.
Oh.
Hey. Speaking of the picture you put on the Book of Face about your charcuterie board.
Charcuterie.
Why did you have a Lunchable for dinner?
She mentioned that people were talking shit, and I was like, it was good. It was summer sausage, some peanuts, I think 2 kinds of cheddar, or no, a Gruyere and a cheddar.
Oh, so you went to bed early and you had your midnight snack for dinner.
Did
you put some raisins on them, or did you just shove them directly up your ass?
I don't know where this hate's coming from. It's delicious.
Because
it's everything we wanted.
Because boards are dumb as fuck. It's fucking adult Lunchables.
Yeah, okay,
yeah,
it is.
really is.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so long as that's your stance on charcuterie boards and cheese boards and antipasta plates, then I'm fine. If you were just calling hers amateur,
I don't know what antipasta is, because I feel like I'm behind the good pasta, which is the actual pasta.
I know you're not an idiot, but some culture could help.
Antipasta sounds something like Hitler came up with.
Bruh,
well,
you want to talk to me about culture? You want to talk to me about culture?
Not really.
Really? You call me uncultured? Really? Okay. Where are we going? Where are we going with this? Where are we going?
I was saying, if that's your judgment of the whole topic, then I get that. But if you were just like making fun of her
I'm
for
judging
making
the
that,
fact that she quote unquote cooked you a meal, and you have raw meat and cheese on a fucking slab of fucking wood. The wood cost more than the goddamn meal because of home building prices.
All right, first off, it was a marble slab.
Oh, it's marble.
And it did cost more than everything.
Where'd you get the marble slab?
Asheville.
Was it a charcuterie board that you bought in Asheville?
Yes.
Why are you gentrifying my North Carolina?
I'm sorry. Do we go through the basic shit on the first level of your house?
No, because none of it's mine.
Wait, is there a live, laugh, love up there?
No, there's a fuck bitches get money, and she hasn't found it yet. But
that's because you wrote it like under something in a corner.
No, I
live here too. Place.
No, dude, I took
on the bottom of a coaster.
No, I took the fucking picture she had and matched the font, and instead of live, laugh, love, it says fuck bitches get money.
Fuck off.
She hasn't found it yet.
Show me that shit right now.
I'm pretty sure
I can't because I'm lying.
Go.
But but it's a plan.
Take your ass upstairs.
But it's
take
a plan.
Picture of it.
It's a plan. It's a plan of mine.
Fuck bitches get money.
It's like in the shark.
And
Wait.
Second point, it wasn't dinner, motherfucker.
Shush.
Oopsies.
It's in the charcuterie board of my mind, as in it's not done yet.
No, you need to do the one that was our theme every day we went to work in a wireless.
my fucks to give?
We're here to fuck shit up and make money.
Yeah. I thought it was rape, kill, pillage, burn. Rape, kill, pillage, burn, fuck bitches.
No, I stuck with fuck shit up and make money.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where we went wrong.
We went kind of haywire there at one point.
Dude, that was the shit.
It was like when our regional manager came in and we had an atmosphere.
That's because our store manager didn't give a fuck.
From vaping. Okay, so here's my question. Which member of The Office is Ken?
Who's Ken?
He's the guy that hired me after I got out of prison.
He's Creed, dude.
No.
Yes.
He's like Jim. After no. Hear me out. He's Jim after being Michael Scott's subordinate for his entire career. And his last 5 years are regional manager.
So is that a character?
You're
from
stretching
Office?
so far, dude. That's so thin.
Can
He's
that be?
Creed, dude. Which, if you need a Facebook to follow, Creed Thoughts.
Yeah.
Epic.
I don't need anything else to follow. So my thing
Did
is,
he get fired? Like the character?
No, he came close, but he dodged it.
Oh, sorry.
I've watched that show like 4 times.
So I
never get past their wedding. I get like,
Seriously?
I've seen to where Michael Scott tells his boss like he's a mean person or something like that because they send his girlfriend Holly or whatever away. That's the last episode I believe I've seen in sequence.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when Michael Scott leaves, it totally takes a different
Yeah,
turn,
but
but
that was
it's still
way
a good
fucking
show.
before
Yeah.
that. I mean, that's pretty much just after the wedding. That's not very long after, because I have not seen far after the wedding.
Yeah.
I've for 3 times stopped watching immediately after the wedding because originally when it aired, I was watching it and the show got moved to a different night. And in my mind, the motherfucker just got canceled. Apparently went on for 6 more seasons or some shit.
Yeah, you missed a lot of good shit.
Well, yeah, and that's why I started watching a little bit more. But again, I enjoy what I've seen, and I just never get past it.
So, what is the new show that you're watching right now, though?
We're finishing up Ozarks.
Ozarks, okay.
Because they released a part 2 of the final season.
Yeah. I haven't done the last season yet. I stopped on season 3 or something.
I've never
like that.
seen it, but I've heard that the last episode is real shit, real horrible.
No, really.
Well, I mean,
they're dealing with the cartel.
It's worse than the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. Which, speaking Game of Thrones, House of Fire,
House of Dragon, House
of Dragon. Yes.
Oh.
Did you notice that Prince Philip is a Targaryen?
Which George R.R. Martin actually, I read an article today. He is actually again saying he's working on the book, Wins a Winner, and he is gonna finish it.
I don't give a shit anymore.
He's been at such a road. Like, he started that book in 2010.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that. Why did they decide to build a series on someone who wasn't done writing the books?
I mean, I'm glad they did, but
me too. But really, think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have read the books if it wasn't for the show.
And very, very few people that I've ever met did I believe they had read the books or started reading them before the series came out.
Well, I started The Red Wedding. That was the biggest cliffhanger of the show, bar none. To me, The Red Wedding.
Bruh, killing Ned Stark right at the end of the first season.
Well, that's the hook. That's the hook. They got everybody hooked on that one because the
hook
first
for me was the first episode. They pushed that kid out the fucking window. I went, "This is my show." I'm not kidding. I stood up like I am watching every episode.
When Ned Stark's head came off, because the whole time I'm thinking it's not gonna happen.
Yep.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna. And oh shit, they killed him. This is real. But no, The Red Wedding. When that happened, when that shit went down. The series, that was the season, or no, that was because they always did. It wasn't the season finales that were the big cliffhangers. It was the episode before, and then the last episode of the season was always kind of building up to the next season.
It sets the tone because now you have to react, and they acknowledge that they have to react, but you don't know how.
But the Red Wedding,
find out who lived.
Yep. When the Red Wedding aired, I went out the next day to Barnes and Noble, and I bought all the books in the series. And I flipped through until I found The Red Wedding, and I picked up right there. I couldn't take it. It was the worst cliffhanger I've ever experienced. Yeah, well, they had already started deviating
a bit, but the fact that Mother Stark, whatever her name is.
Guitar Center,
She like lives on ice, whatever.
Gray Queen or something.
Yeah, I mean, very different.
The Stone Queen, something like
So what do you got for the opening?
Anthrax.
No, that's Metallica.
No,
Let me ask you a question.
I
The
don't know his
melody itself, the
name.
front.
Too.
Yes. How much liberty is there? Meaning, when you're going like.
I'm just trying to remember what the big notes.
Like Ian something.
What are we watching here?
Crazy.
If we want to get really like, could we do, instead of going, could we just go?
Nice.
That's the original, right?
That's the original.
God.
You might make me hard for this. Jesus Christ.
How long are we gonna wait before we talk about
Also, wait for the tuning.
It's like, I'll let these guys hang out.
Yes.
Guys, Brad.
Brad
Paisley?
No shit.
He is a badass face. He's a badass guitarist.
Seriously?
Yeah, I've heard that from several.
Yeah, he is.
There we go. There we go.
Very nice.
There we go. That's what's been missing.
I was gonna say that whole room can fucking play though.
Lead the charge.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Audio Slave and Rangers Machine.
playing that on a gilded television.
This right here is the exact reason I wish I had some kind of musical.
Jesus Christ.
Because these guys, they didn't plan this. They just sat down and they started jamming. And they just like, yeah, this is unscripted. This is awesome.
I think they knew they were showing up to do this song.
If you
They
think
did
that,
fucking.
that's
This is a little too common.
No, it seemed like they like just kind of started riffing.
Solos aren't that hard for that.
No, when you're at that level though.
I've seen a couple jam sessions with like Eric Clapton and shit, and it always sounds good. That sounds on purpose. Dude, that's the difference. Eric Clapton can snore.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, I watched the new guy. I think he's from He was lead guitar, or I think it was lead guitarist from AX7, and literally they're playing this.
That shine down.
They're playing this blues riff.
No, it's all that remains. But y'all continue to talk. I have to go use the restroom. I will be right back.
They're playing this blues
Try not
riff,
to.
and man, it sounds great. Like it's dope.
Yeah.
And like it's just kind of like sessions with or something like that. It's like PBS or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's this white background. Eric Clapton on a stool. This guy on a stool. They're just jamming out, and fucking, Eric Clapton stops and goes, "Oh." He was like, "Huh?" He goes, like this drum, like kind of bends it a little differently. He goes, "Oh," like, and I was just thinking, like, dude, you are incredible at guitar. And he just stopped you to say no, like this, like that's how good he is. And maybe because you're playing like his song or you guys are jamming with his thing, but like not everyone gets to stop somebody that's that fucking good and say no, like this. Like you just don't get to.
Well,
like,
have you heard the stories of Eric Clapton and Jimi Hendrix? How they got together?
Okay. Well, they both used to play for the Yardbirds. No, not Clapton.
No, Clapton was Yardbirds. Hendrix wasn't.
Sorry, I was thinking Jimmy Page. Because Jimmy Page played with them, didn't he?
Maybe. But no, Hendrix was opening for Clapton the first night, and Clapton had never heard him play. And he was quoted backstage as saying, "Why didn't anybody tell me he was that fucking good?" And so later they got together and they started collaborating. They started working with each other and kind of teaching each other. And Clapton taught him the blues, and Jimmy taught him the psychedelic. And if you listen to their music after that, you can hear each other's influences in their music. You can hear the blues in Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, it's amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah,
because that's something I was like. I mean, just Tears in Heaven and like some of his older, like newer stuff. Yeah, still good stuff. But like, also like I get off on 57 Chevys. Like, oh, that's such a white guy jam. Like,
no, but his best is Layla and Cocaine.
Yeah, but even then, I love his Cream shit.
Yeah,
I mean, fuck. There's just something.
I mean, I argue he's the best guitarist ever. I'd argue I'm not saying he is. I argue he is up there.
I think that's a valid argument. Did you hear that recently? I can't remember which magazine it was. Maybe Rolling Stone or something like that. But Joan Jett got voted 87th best guitarist of rock history or something like that.
Okay.
All right. Well, okay. I don't know. I'm surprised you get.
I'm just kind of saying I've never really heard of her guitar prowess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No one knows her as a guitarist. They know her as a rock star.
Yeah, she's a vocalist. She's a lead.
Ted
woman.
Nugent calls. He's like, "Nah, this is great. I love Joan Jett." I mean, I'm not kidding. He profusely admits that he loves Joan Jett and respects her as a rock star and thinks she's great, but that she's not the 87th best guitarist ever. And she like claps back, like pissed off that he's judging her, whatever, and that he's not on the list. And I went, hold on, wait, what? She's 87th, he's not on it?
Makes sense. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. He's a fantastic guitarist.
Oh, phenomenal.
And
your fingers are hot and your sister is not propane.
The fuck? Propane.
When you're down on the farm and
Can you-
trying to stay warm, propane.
can you make the free YouTube thing to where Hank Hill will say that?
I can probably do it myself there, Bobby.
It's pretty
When
good.
you're down on the farm and your fingers are warm, propane. If your finger is hot, but your sister is not, propane
and accessories. If you release that track,
I'll do cocaine and cocaine accessories.
Oh my god.
I've actually never heard that before. That was awesome.
Yeah, I gotta say I like the version, but it just reminds me of like, don't get me wrong, like I like it a lot.
So,
it's just there's a few derivative bands that have made covers similar. Like that's why it sounds derivative to me, because there's other bands that have done like really similar shit.
So
recently.
I know that you and I are both fans of the Red Rock Amphitheater.
Yeah.
I want to show you my favorite video from the Red Rock.
I just used to go there.
I do too, and it's not far away.
There was
Colorado.
Well, he's going back to it.
One real reason why we're all here tonight.
Far away.
We'd like to welcome him to the stage right now. Let's welcome Thomas Childers out here.
Following that long white line.
Oh, there's a white line, all right.
That's not a Tyler Childers song. Wrong artist.
Yeah, but he totally
I was thinking of
Oh, dude,
Studio.
Watch his jaw.
Yeah, he's so coked up.
Really?
Well,
watch his.
We're going to do a song that Tyler and I wrote a few years back. He was lucky enough to be part of this session with me.
I don't remember what the song was you guys know.
He called me and asked me and said, "Hey man, remember that song that we wrote a couple years ago? You mind if we put it on the album?" And I was like, I didn't know that we wrote a song like that.
Damn.
I don't remember.
Yeah, his teeth don't touch.
Yeah.
So can you pause it for a second? I got a quick fun fact. So Fleetwood Mac, when they did the Rumors album, which I mean that's probably one of their biggest albums.
Huge.
They did so much blow, and they have been quoted as this. They did so much blow in the studio, they almost put their coke dealer on the album credits.
I've heard that.
Yeah. They said it on the Two Guys Named Chris. It was one of the questions on the Two Guys Named Chris show the other day. I laughed my ass off. I'm like, that makes so much sense.
Fun fact for myself, personal fact. I remember I was sitting on, and it was the conversation on Dixie Chicks redid Landslide.
They tried to.
Well, but anyway, like it had been talked about, but really
there's only one
Smashing
Landslide,
Pumpkins version.
There's only one landslide.
But I like Smashing Pumpkins.
I like them too. There's only one landslide.
But okay, but again, the song was getting played a lot around, and this is when I was with Max and everything. And all of a sudden, it like hit me like a fucking brick in the head. I went, "Oh my god!" Like, see my reflection in the snow-covered hills. I went, "Damn!" I was like, "That's cocaine on a mirror."
Yep.
And I said it to like 3 people, and they were like, "I guess that would make sense." I'm like, "No, that's gotta be it. Think about it. How else does that sentence make any sense? We all just accept it because we heard this shit growing up."
Yeah.
But like, think about that lyric, and they're like, "No, that's gotta be it." I'm like, "Yeah, no shit."
Actually, when you said it, I was like, "Yep, absolutely."
And it's one of those things that like dawned on me. Then I come to find out, buddy of mine's a roadie.
Slow down there, Snowball.
Hey yo.
Buddy of mine's a roadie. Back to that rumor store, and the incessant use of cocaine. She can't do it via her nose anymore.
She has to do it in her butthole.
Yeah. With a metal straw, has someone else blow that motherfucker up there. That's a fucking treat, is it not?
So Kevin,
how much did she pay that poor fucker?
Kevin.
He's a roadie. He gets the privilege of keeping his job.
Kevin, Sex Ferguson.
What?
I want to know when can we?
When?
I'll blow coke up your butthole. But I want I need some reciprocals. Because I'll turn on the video if you go get it right now.
Yeah, 126 is far beyond the latest or far earlier than now.
Okay, wait.
You try and get weed past like 11 o'clock, them bitches are asleep. You try and get coke 7:30 in the morning, there's somebody that'll come.
I got plenty of weed. It's 25 minutes away though.
I'm just saying. No,
I got plenty.
I
got plenty like beyond that. Like it's a 4-step walk.
You want specific packaged different ways to ingest certain things. You want prescription things. That's like a fucking. You got between 5 and 8 o'clock in the day.
Yeah.
You're like weed.
There's a time window.
Yeah, weed no later than 10 o'clock because that motherfucker's stoned with somebody somewhere else. He's not leaving. Whatever. He's fucking.
Oh, normally after 10 o'clock, I'm stoned and asleep.
Yeah, but like below. That is like you can buy it obviously to the bars like till 3.
Wait.
But like
you're smoking again?
Oh fuck yeah, dude! Every fucking night.
Get
the
fuck out of here.
I know what is about to be procured. But literally, I think it's funny.
Oh, if I smoke, I ain't fucking going nowhere, dude.
He's not expecting you to.
Okay.
He's already volunteered this couch and
Okay. Let me put this back. Let me put my headband back on. I never expect anybody who I invite to my house to do anything to leave my house.
Oh, the only concession is I get to be the small spoon.
It's the middle small.
Yeah,
it's the same thing with the middle of the centipede.
So I was gonna say,
see how I brought that back.
Yeah.
So Bill, the thing about Bill when he came over,
okay.
I felt bad that he stayed down here because it gets hot.
Yeah, I can't sleep in heat.
I was like, I got the new couch.
Yeah, but I have a 3-year-old poking me in the eye at fucking 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, he doesn't get out of his crib. He doesn't.
Okay.
But
I was thinking the girl. She's poking me at first light.
Well, she's 7. So.
Also, I just
Whatever.
realized we're not streaming. No one's listening. Why the fuck are we having this personal conversation?
We are streaming.
Why?
Oh, dear God.
Just end it.
All right. Well,
I am so glad Devin's not re-listening to
let
this
me
right
end it
now.
quickly.
I'd have Riley's asleep an hour.
Half the fucking work I put in the last week.
We're talking about time for Xanax. We're talking about time for Xanax.
Call down low.
All right, ladies and girls, boys and girls, children of all ages, we appreciate you listening to us, Mr. Kevin Bishop, aka Sex Ferguson.
As always, greatly appreciated.
What's your message signing off?
Be safe, be humble, be kind.
When you see me out tonight, carried up from
Chris, yes. Sage words of wisdom. It don't mean nothing. Fuck it, don't
And again.
As they travel,
Brush your fucking.
living on the